once again to the Forward Compatible Podcast. This is episode 57 for March 10th, 2013. My name's Tony, and I'm joined, as always, by my fellow podcasters Mark and Jason.
What's up, peoples?
Hi, I'm over here. Checking the levels.
How's it going? And we have a returning special guest for all of your listening pleasure. Unfortunately, this is going to be the last time you're joining us.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
It's not true? Okay,
no,
good.
I'm still here for a little while.
Okay, good news. Well, we brought back Mas to the show, so welcome back, Mas.
Hi, I'm Moss. I'm kind of a big deal.
I'm huge in China. So how's it going, everybody? How's everybody's week?
Not bad.
Good.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, not bad.
Wow, super entertaining stories, right?
Yeah, basically.
I'm still doing technical stuff.
No pickles.
Yes, you're right.
No pickles story this week.
No pickle stories this week.
Yeah, we'll have to work on that.
Aside from that,
Sounds like I have to drink more
how was
for that
everybody's
stuff
regular
stories.
week?
My regular week was alright. Slow.
Slow?
Yeah, basically.
Cool. I was sick.
Homework.
I was sick a majority of the week. I'm starting to feel a little bit better, but I'm still not 100% yet. So
Told you, leave them dirty skanks alone, man.
We-
Dirty girls will do that to you.
yeah. Aside from that, I guess we could hop right into our weekly roundtable and catch everybody up on what we've been playing since the last time we all spoke.
Alrighty then. I was on SimCity for most of the week, actually. And it's amazing. It's really cool. I only ran into one day of I couldn't play for half hour because of all those issues everyone you probably heard
God
about.
damn it!
Yeah, I know, right? Fucking EA, whatever.
I've got to
Okay.
wait to play it.
Yeah. It's,
My version's
it
not
is
out yet.
like most reviews before they were taking off points for the their online issues were in the 9s, so you're good.
Yeah.
It's great. Before I came here, I was playing some Dead Space 3. I was doing some more World of Tanks because they came out with patch 8.4. I don't know if that means the game's actually launched yet. Anyway, I went Trials and I did a little bit of Hitman. Hitman's so fucking hard. So hard.
You like it hard.
The
Hard Hitman.
Hard Hitman. Well, even rough, yes. Even comparison to like the early ones, it's on par with the early ones.
Yeah?
Yeah, even on like a normal difficulty.
Nice. Let's see. Because Microsoft had their first ever Steam sale this past week, I bought some stuff.
What'd you get?
I got Metal Gear HD Collection. So I did a little bit of Metal Gear Solid 2. I also got Civilization Revolution. And
I thought about getting that one too.
Yeah, I was thinking of getting that.
I don't think I rebought Arkham Asylum, but I didn't play that.
Did you not feel that Metal Gear was still a ripoff?
For $10? No.
The HD collection.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because Peace Walker was another $10, and the three of them are like $18
I
per
think
him.
But I don't like Peace Walker. I played Peace Walker, didn't care for it.
Don't you get the originals in the HD collection?
That's what I was saying. If you actually
Yeah.
bought the disc, it seems like it was cheaper than what Microsoft was selling.
Realistically,
Then $10?
it was like...
Well, no, because they split the collection up into two. Microsoft split it up into 2 and 3
Yeah.
and Peace Walker.
Yeah.
The disc comes with it all.
Okay.
So they were selling them for $10 for these and 10 for this. So it's actually 20, but you could just go to GameStop and get it for $18.
Anyways,
Steam.
realistically,
This is on Steam.
This is
Microsoft.
Xbox's
Oh.
first like Steam-like sale.
Yeah.
Is what he
Yeah, they put like
okay.
61 games on sale.
Realistically, I had played Peace Walker because Angry Andy has the HD collection. I didn't care for it as much. I just kind of had a little nostalgia bug going on at like 4 o'clock in the morning of the last day of the sale. And I wanted to support the sale because it's the first time they've done it. So I said to hell with it. I bought it. But that was like the last purchase I did for it. So,
I think that HD collection is the only way you can play Metal Gear 2, right? In English, right? Didn't they remake Metal Gear 2? The one it never released for the NES back in the day. It was like on the MS.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, because they're bundled in with one of them. You have to like one of the actual games on the disc. I remember has the first 2 in it.
That's cool. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No,
So it's actually like 5 in
there's,
one.
there's like a lot of history behind this. Like on the NES, they had Metal Gear, which Kojima hates, by the way, because
Yeah.
they completely changed a lot of the translations.
Yeah.
And then some American company, I don't even know who it was, made Snake's Revenge.
Yeah,
Metal
Snakes,
Gear,
and that was garbage.
completely non-canon, has nothing to do with Kojima. He considers it not part of the series.
The canon,
really.
yeah.
And then he made his own Metal Gear 2, but it didn't get released on the Famicom. And
Yeah,
thus not on the...
it's the same thing with like Mario, where Mario 2 really isn't Mario 2, but there's lost levels. That's technically 2, and
Right, yeah.
yeah, it's the same kind of.
Mario 2 at least came out on the Famicom.
And it was at least supported. You know, like they they said this is real.
Right. This Metal Gear 2 didn't even come out. It came out on some system that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Japanese.
Some
Those
Toshiba.
Japanese people.
Yeah,
They're
crazy.
all good at math and stuff.
We should like round them
Make
up and put
weird
them into internment
video
camps.
games.
That sounds good. I wouldn't mind that. Along with that, I've been playing at least an hour a day with my buddy Lowell downstairs. We've been doing Need for Speed Online, which, again, if you are a fan of Burnout Paradise and being able to get, 8 cars and having to do little stunts and tricks along with the races, that's how Most Wanted is. And I also started Lego Lord of the Rings. Got through the first part of that. Did more Yu-Gi-Oh! Shut up. And I'm about halfway through Hyrule Historia. I picked up my copy.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's what you've been playing.
There's a
Did
demon.
you get that from us?
Yeah.
I never saw those come in.
That's the whole point.
They have
Nah.
the game
That's the
No,
whole.
Yeah.
he came in
You
and
could've
he came in and
pre-ordered
pre-ordered it off of me. I remember,
I picked it up Monday.
but I don't remember those coming in the shipment.
They were gone by the time you got there.
Yeah,
They came in on Friday. Jay got the copies on Friday.
Oh,
I got the last one, which was the pre-order one, Monday early afternoon.
oh, fucking hell.
So yeah, they were gone.
I pre-ordered the regular and the collector's edition off Amazon.
Yeah.
I got the regular version on Amazon like a few weeks ago. Then Amazon sent me an email.
Saying they canceled the collectors?
Well, first it got delayed,
Yeah.
and got delayed again, and then it said they canceled it.
Yeah, that's why I ended up going to GameStop to get it, was because
You have the
Amazon-
collectors?
No, I've got the regular. But Amazon had canceled the collectors.
Yeah.
Why?
Now
You know?
on Amazon, the book retails for $35.
Yeah.
It's on sale this week for $19.
$19.
Yeah.
Did you see that at Zelda Thunder?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I did see that. Look at that. See?
But the collector's edition, they only made 3,100. They're like limited, and now they're selling for like $175 a piece.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Some guy on Craigslist bought like 30 of them,
Of course.
and he's selling one of them at a time.
You think they would have done like limit one per customer or something like
I'm
that?
still laughing at those guys who scooped up like 30 Wii U's at launch.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
On Craigslist, and they were trying to get rid of them for like they thought the Wii thing was going to happen again, like $600.
Yeah, I read it.
And then you saw them just going because they were in
$400.
stores. That
50
now
bucks.
they're like 25 less than stores.
Yeah,
They're just trying to
yeah.
get their money back.
You know about that? There was an article about that, and they were saying how the Wii U had some of the worst sales in any console for like 2 generations
It's not
in
that
January.
bad.
No, it did. January Wii U.
yeah,
January was
January,
bad.
yeah.
January was bad.
GameCube was only
They still
beat
have
it.
like 5 million units out there, don't
But
they?
January and February were a little rough, but people are accrediting that because used sales do not count. So there was all these people that bought them at launch. The launch numbers are very misleading. They bought them at launch. All those people bought them on Craigslist. And now they're selling them below retail value on the secondary market in brand new condition.
Just to get rid of them.
But those don't count towards sales.
Oh no, of course not. Yeah.
So all those January sales, it's missing all those people that are just buying them brand new secondhand that don't count. So that's why they said those numbers are misleading. And they said
Yeah, but then again,
February,
if
March
all those
will be-
people didn't buy them initially in November,
it would
to
have had,
resell them
Right,
in
yeah.
January, the numbers wouldn't have looked as good before Christmas.
it's basically
So it's the
saying
same-
November and December are very in
They're
particular
fluffed
or
and-
inflated. Yeah,
and
the
January,
numbers are
February
inflated
deflated,
for the
yeah.
Wii U, and January is a little fluffed. I like that, inflated and fluffed.
Inflated and fluff.
Before we get way too far off of it, I did want to ask what is the difference between the regular and the collectors?
There's
For-
only
I-
3,100 of the other one, and it has a different cover.
Is that really it?
Yeah, it's got gold
They
plated.
did do the
side
gold
page.
leaf on the sides.
Sort of like the collector's edition
Yeah.
of the strategy guides. I think they did that.
Yeah, I have the collector's editions of the guides.
I think that was it. I don't think... I mean, the regular edition is a hardcover. That thing is sweet. Like, I thought that was going to be like a soft cover and hardcover. But
Since we mentioned it, what I know it's a little bit ways away, but you usually give away prizes and stuff for the Zelda marathon.
yeah.
I've got a sealed collector's edition for one of the strategy guides that I'm going to give to you to have you
Oh, yeah?
give away. Yeah.
Which game?
I don't know. Go grab it. You guys go ahead and keep talking. I'll figure out which one it is.
Okay.
So what I've been playing this week, me and my buddy were playing some. This might have been a little more than a week ago. We got Metal Gear Rising. Picked it up.
Do you like it?
Well, we got it and we played our first sitting about an hour and 45 minutes or so. It was great. We were really interested. It was nice. And so then I talked to him the next day. The next day in the evening, I'm like, "So how's Metal Gear Rising going?" He's like, "Oh, I beat it."
Yeah.
And it turns out it's only like a 5-hour
game. Yeah.
And he beat it in 3 sittings. So I saw basically a third of the game in our initial experience.
Yeah. That was kind of ridiculous. I mean, even for Metal Gear standards of gameplay wise is usually, because they usually fluff up the cutscenes. Even that's pretty bad for $60. I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like a 5-hour, 6-hour campaign with an hour of cutscenes as well.
Yeah.
So it's just, yeah. All right, put your strategy guys away.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jason's just pulling out strategy guys.
No, we were talking about something.
He's pulling them out all willy-nilly.
No, man.
You forgot the 2 hours of codec conversations too for Rising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good game though. It was fun. They'll probably make a sequel. I think it's good enough to warrant future expansion.
You know, I watched Angry Andy play through a decent portion of the game.
2 hours.
I really didn't pay attention that much. But what the hell is with the main villain? All right, like you've got Raiden, and they try to make him look all realistic, and you can see the little hair fibers. And then you've got this guy who's literally like Ken doll face with an over-exaggerated chin, and a stupid expression with some plastic hair. It's like it was a very stark contrast with like trying to go super realistic anime bullshit, and then you've got like Play-Doh Man over here. I'm serious. You know what I'm talking about? Did you go back and look at it?
Yeah.
Blame Disney.
Go back and look at it.
Blame Disney.
He totally had like Mr. Incredible jaw, like this over-exaggerated like giant face jaw.
Blame Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you, Disney.
It was really annoying. It was really annoying. He's got seriously, it was like Max Headroom. It was the main villain. Wow, I just dated myself there really bad, didn't I?
Yeah, cut it out, old man.
Yeah, Tony doesn't even know what the hell you're talking about.
Tony's got to know who Max Headroom is.
I really have no idea.
The guy who used to sell soda. He was just a head. He would talk. I'll show you later.
I'll probably remember when he shows me.
He's on.
You got to remember, I don't remember what I wore yesterday. So if you're asking me something from my youth, come on now.
Do you remember what you played this past week?
I do.
He writes
and it was an excellent segue. I like it.
Tomb Raider.
Yes, we'll get to that momentarily.
Oh, I forgot. I played Tomb Raider 2. Damn it.
Yes.
Tomb Raider 2?
Tomb Raider as well.
Yeah, go.
On Xbox's sale, the only thing I picked up was New Vegas, because I've been meaning to get that forever anyway. And I already have all the DLC, because I work at a video game store, and I just take the
You just take shit.
I still don't know what that is. And I just zapped it all to my hard drive, but I never had the game. So I had the Game of the Year edition's DLC.
New Vegas you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I've seen it.
So I had all the DLC ready to go, and I never owned the game, so I just picked it up. It was a few bucks. I had a lot of money from when my Xbox got hacked, and Microsoft was just throwing points at me. So I picked that up. Everything else just wasn't that appealing to me, or I already owned it. PlayStation had a pretty sick sale, too. Unfortunately, that one just pissed me off more than made me happy. Because I bought most of the stuff at $15 or $20, and they were giving it away for like $5. The PlayStation sale was far better last week, but I owned everything I wanted. So it just made me upset when I looked at the $120 I could have saved had I just waited over the course.
Was the Cave on that, or is that coming up?
No, that's free. That's
okay,
PSN.
Yeah, well, that's,
Or PlayStation Plus. PSN also gave away 5 games to everybody, whether you're a PlayStation Plus member or not, this week. Just in case. You guys got till Tuesday.
Bastards.
5 free games for everybody.
Really?
What are they?
I don't remember.
Are they like...
I got PlayStation Plus. They give me like 10 free games a week. I can't keep it all straight, dude. I really don't know. And I also... the one game that I was holding off on that I picked up super cheap was Dukeru, which...
Doo-doo?
Yes, exactly. It's a Vita side-scrolling game from Japan that I'm in love with.
You're a little piece of
platformer.
Dukeru?
Yeah, it's a classic, Princess Gets Stolen. You're like this little... skeletal
like
guy.
2D side scroller.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's very, very cool.
Okay,
yeah, I love it.
I'll take a look at that.
It was $20. I was always waiting for it to drop because I've learned my lesson with PlayStation Plus. You'll eventually get it for cheaper. And I was like, oh, I'll get it for 15 or 12 or something. They ended up throwing it at me for like $6. I'm like, hell yeah. Plus
Shut up and take it.
PlayStation, they gave everybody $10
Yeah, $10 for free.
last week. As long as you had a PlayStation account, I think it'd be longer than a year.
Yeah.
For the anniversary, they just gave
I got
$10.
Yeah, I got the email for it too. Saying, hey, you have a balance now. I'm like, what the
And they're
fuck?
giving away stuff left and right. Do you think that Microsoft Steam deal you were talking, Steam-like deal,
Yeah.
is that in response because Sony's
Sony's
just
been
giving
having
away stuff?
Sony's been having.
I honestly think so, and I think they've seen the success that Sony has had with it, and on the flip side, the success that Steam has
does.
when they do Steam sales. And they've got, realistically, when you looked at the list, it was a lot of stuff for someone like Tony and I, we've already played them.
No, it was great games.
But there was a hell of a great list of games.
It was all shit that I had already,
Yeah.
you know? It was Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2,
Yeah.
all the Assassin's Creeds, the fucking Batmans. It's like,
Yeah.
who doesn't own this stuff?
I mean, like,
already?
almost
Those go on sale all
every
the time.
major game of the year contender was digitally on sale.
Yeah, it was a great sale. It was just, who doesn't have this shit?
So I'm running into the Steam sales lately too.
Oh, poor Mark with his 400 fucking library.
No, I'm not even at 2 yet.
Almost every game ever made.
Almost every, yeah, but basically. Almost everyone that comes every week.
Then, like you guys had said, Tomb Raider's part of the topic of the week. I could talk about the game now, right?
Yeah.
Just because we're talking about different stuff for topic of the week. Okay. Tomb Raider, I almost done with that, I'm guessing. I've been playing a lot of that this week, but
I got a question for you, Tomb Raider. So I've looked at the reviews. I haven't played it myself. The reviews show, I'm going to give you two options. Tell me which one is it more like. Is Tomb Raider the best Tomb Raider game in the last 10 years? Or is it the absolute worst Uncharted game in the last 5 years? Go.
That's really good.
Well, considering there's only been 2 or 3 Uncharted games in the last, or 2 or 3 Tomb Raider games, and they were the worst of the series over the course of the last 10 years.
Since like PlayStation 1 time.
I think, with the exception of the Last Revelation, it's probably the best Tomb Raider, and it might be because I haven't finished it yet. It might be the best one ever. So definitely in the last 10 years. I don't understand. Even I thought it was going to be a little bit more similar to Uncharted going into it. It was half the selling point. I was always a big Tomb Raider fan, but I was like, hell yeah, this will hold me over until Uncharted 4. They're really nothing alike. People that say that, they must have only played the first 10 minutes of the game.
Really, nothing alike.
They're really not that similar.
See, now I did have somebody who listened to us, and how I described it as a joke, Uncharted with tits, and they've actually completed it, and they agreed with me that it was Uncharted with tits.
I would almost say it's a lot like Uncharted still, but definitely Tomb Raider has more semi-open worldness to it.
The whole thing with Uncharted is just like it's happy-go-lucky. Everything's going to go right. The world that they wrap around Nate Drake is more. It's almost like Disney-ish. Like it's all
just
going to
like
turn out.
I can see that.
That's like more like the theme of it.
Tomb Raider's really dark. It's really deep. I mean, with the exception of like, there's not even that much cliff jumping. Like the one thing that makes Uncharted, where you're rock climbing left to right, going up and down, and beams breaking. There's really not that much of it in Tomb Raider. You're on foot. It's more a third person walking. There's not that much shooting. There's not that much combat. There's some action cutscenes. They're really, I don't know. They're really not. It's Tomb Raider. The best way I can explain it, it is nothing like I expected. When I walked into it, I was anticipating a completely different game than what I got, and I'm really happy with what I got. I thought it was going to be more Uncharted. I really did. To me, it's not. I don't know. I'm happy with what turned out. I don't know. It's just not similar at all. I mean, the only similarity is I guess you're doing a little treasure hunting, but Uncharted you fall over treasures. There's 100 per game. I mean, Tomb Raider there's like 1 or 2 per area of the map. It's just
there's usually about like 6. If you're just talking about collectibles, usually there's about 6 or 7 per.
It's still
per
the same
map.
concept, the type of game, the basic gameplay. I mean, like one is
Uncharted
jolly, one is dark, but that's not
Uncharted's
really
super linear. Tomb Raider's not.
okay. So it's not linear.
There's
that's a notable difference.
There's base
I'd say.
camps you can backtrack. I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's
I
like
really
semi-open
don't think
world,
it's that.
basically.
I really don't think it is
Because you can explore. You'll
there's
actually find
customization.
stuff.
You can upgrade weapon. You can't do any of that stuff in Uncharted.
Okay.
Not until 4.
If you're trying to say that they're both third person shooter action games, and that's
Well, that's a vague-
all that. That's what I'm saying, and
Well,
that's
treasure
right.
hunting,
and that's how I think people are classifying. They're just like, oh, they're the same game. They're really vastly different.
But treasure hunting, puzzle oriented.
No,
I mean, to me,
combat.
it's like saying DC Universe versus Mortal Kombat is the same as City Heroes because they wear tights.
now I know.
They're just.
I know
don't
I've razzed you about the game just for fun and shits and giggles.
Oh, I know. I didn't even play it
but,
at that point.
But
Yeah, yeah.
even if, I mean, Uncharted has won Game of the Year awards. Even if it was literally a carbon copy of Uncharted with the Lara Croft skin over
Yeah, it
it,
would've
would
been a
that
great game.
necessarily be a
No,
bad thing?
That's what I was honestly hoping
Yeah.
for, and it was. That's why I'm trying
So you're
to say.
saying you were a little disappointed?
No, because
I win. Tony
Yes!
yes. Now,
right.
now roll me that tear that I wanted.
Next topic.
Yes.
But I think it's a great game. I'll let you know fully next week. I'll have it beaten by then. It's messed up, man.
It's good. I enjoyed it.
If I can, before we move on, just because there was one topic of point with the game, one bit of controversy. Wasn't there like a potential rape thing
Yep,
going
they
on?
got
Yeah.
cut.
No, it's in there.
Oh,
Is
okay, I didn't get
is
that
it in
far.
there?
It's in the game.
Is it? My whole point is it as bad as they were trying to make it seem?
Oh, wait, that's it was really toned down, right? Like early-ish on.
I don't know. Like, see, this is some of the stuff. Like, I don't want to spoil it. In case, are you even potentially going to play it?
Potentially.
Or are you? Okay, see, I don't want to ruin any of this stuff.
Again, for me, if you tell me something about a game, it doesn't necessarily ruin it for me. That might just pique my interest to give it a try.
It is
not
what-
that I want to, do that, but I'm curious because it was such a big issue a year ago.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
It
God,
is-
there's a potential rape scene
It
in
is.
Tomb Raider.
It is hands down the most gruesome game I have ever played.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah,
Really?
hands down.
Wow.
It is sick. Even I, a couple times, and I'm like, none of this crap bothers me. I've seen millions of headshots. I don't care about it. Some of the death scenes, I was even like, oh, dude. Because
Wow.
there's like those cut scene death
Yeah, I
scenes.
know what you mean. Yeah.
And some I was even just
It was
like, Jesus
one of those was
Christ,
actually really
guys.
early too.
Yeah.
You had that one where it was a headshot as well. That they actually modeled out the entire headshot.
Yeah,
though.
it was.
They'd just be like, "Oh, dead," and then let's not cut to him.
Should I ruin one?
Go ahead.
Okay, so
why
there's
not?
this. Okay, so there's
Maybe
one
you
part.
got people that's on the fence and they
where
want to
she-
know a little
where-
bit more about the detail. Of
This
the game.
this shouldn't be a selling point. This is the
No,
one
no,
point
no,
where I'm
but
just
I
like,
mean-
ugh. Okay, so there's like this one part where you're like going down a hill and you're kind of like you're controlling where she slides left or right, and of course there's obstacles and whatnot. And if you get a little too close, you hit this one part where she literally there's a pole. If you go into the brush thing. And it literally impales her. It goes through her neck, out the top of her head. It shows it all happening. You hear the crunching, and she's still alive. And she's like struggling to get the thing out of her head before she dies.
Really?
It's like even Moss is looking at me like, "Whoa,
Wait, this is Lara Croft? Or-
this is
Yeah.
one. This is one of 23 death scenes
okay. So, like,
that can
if you
like
fail...
depending on what you do. There's
man.
like." That's and then I hear people are like, "Oh, it's nature."
So she doesn't even die
No, it's not.
instantly. You can like...
She's like still half alive with a pole, completely.
Is it like a button mashing thing? To like...
No, no,
that
it's
would
over.
be awesome. But like you fail.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Like
yeah.
maybe I can save her. Oh shit! Somebody get me a bandage.
And then you see stuff, and then I don't know. So then you look at like the
Oh,
rape,
man,
the
that's-
potential rape scene, and you're kind of like, that's nothing.
Okay. So there's far more graphic
The
scenarios.
rape scene isn't the part they shouldn't have gotten
Yeah.
upset about.
You know, after that story, I bet you part of our audience is going to go and click like
Like, it's
YouTube,
gonna YouTube.
Tomb Raider,
Tomb Raider
Lara
death
Croft
scenes.
death scenes,
Yeah.
Look at it. He put his hand up.
montage of like 20 of them.
Set to the Benny Hill music. I'm making that video later.
Jeez.
This is Benny Hill music. That'd be great.
I guess
wow.
I guess overall, if you want to say like, I can give them no more than 50% similarity. In all honesty, between the two of them. Like, yeah, you said there's some treasure hunting aspects. Yeah, they're third
You
person.
just not want to compare them.
Yeah, they're just. I don't think they're that similar.
The big question for Tomb Raider over the lifespan of the games: does she get naked?
This is a big question.
That's always been a thing in Tomb Raider.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
I don't know if she does.
Sure. She's wearing a white shirt. Can you get it wet?
Yeah, just a couple. Like there's the lake of blood you
Is
have to
there some
climb
side
through.
boob?
And then
You
she's
get a
just
little-
completely like Dom and Marcus style
yeah.
after they cut out of the whatever the fuck it was.
The rockworm?
Are you watching it right now?
Yeah.
Okay, can we lower that?
Yeah. So you already knew what I was talking about? Or
No,
did you just look it up?
You just YouTubed it.
I already do.
No.
Don't lie.
He's like, I knew. Shit.
Little side boob, maybe?
No, I didn't say it.
Damn. You gotta go back and look. I want a review for side boob.
Okay. We'll have it for next week, good sir. Aside from that, that's about all I played.
All right.
Okay. So, sexy news. We're going to start off with Tony's favorite man of ever, I guess.
Pac-Man.
What's his actual name?
Michael Pachter.
Michael Pachter.
It's not going to have the same effect just sitting there watching a 13-second clip on YouTube.
All right, screw
It
the
has,
clip.
it has to come out of nowhere, and you weren't, and you just see it. I don't know, whatever.
Anywho, he says that the next-gen games are going to cost $70.
This guy sucks.
This guy sucks.
It doesn't make sense because EA, I think it was on stage, they said 99 cents to $60 price range. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He's stupid. And then this generation is supposed to actually reduce development costs. So why would the price go up? I don't see that happening. Especially when people were to come out saying that they're not going to that price range already.
I would be more in favor of allowing developers to price point their own stuff for whatever they think it's worth.
Yeah.
Just make it an open market.
Yeah, like Mark was saying, because now development teams will have to come down because you're not developing for the cell and the fucking whatever the hell's in Xbox, the
Right.
normal cores or whatever. You're just developing for one because the two systems are going to be virtually identical. Should bring production costs way down. But I've said this before on the show too. Like, if you look at it, games right now are the cheapest they've ever been. So
Yeah.
even if they jump up $10, it really shouldn't be upsetting people. You remember, and I'm sure Jason will remember, certain NES games at that time when now the dollar's worth less. So $60 now is not compared to what $60 was in the 80s when we were growing up in 90s.
Super
But
Street Fighter Turbo was $70 on the SNES.
in 94,
93, 94.
That's what I'm trying to
Majora's
say.
Mask was $79.99.
Yeah.
And you needed the $15 expansion pack.
I remember going to,
That's what I'm
to
saying.
Kmart at midnight
$100
to buy it. Yeah.
Spent over $100 on that game.
and that was back
It was
in
worth it.
when did Majora's Mask come out? 98? 99, something?
2000.
Okay.
It was one of the last 64 games.
But that's what I'm saying. So I mean, you're talking over 10 years ago. Yeah, that's the scene I'm talking about. You're talking over 10. You know, the dollar's worth less every year. So I mean, it's just the way economies go. So I mean, $100 was even a bigger deal back then, and there was even some RPGs I remember back on SNES and stuff because of the side, like the chip that they had to put inside the cartridge and how much cartridges were to make and stuff.
Yeah.
It was just games were really expensive. I remember there used to be like $110 games. I can't think of which one it is now on the NES.
Oh, wow.
Or not, I mean SNES. For an RPG. It was really rare. There's only a few of them or whatever. Because but I'm just saying that's in the 90s. So people should be happy with how cheap games are now.
There was a big uproar. I think last gen we jumped from 50 to 60.
And people freaked out.
Yeah,
It's like
and now
it's just
it's-
inflation.
It was the norm. Like, people got used to it. I think developers should be able to charge whatever they want. I think if you're Activision and you want to be like, you want the early release of Call of Duty, $99.99 for the first 2 weeks, and then the global release at the regular price. Why not? Let them do whatever they want.
I agree.
I think that'd be
I'm a capitalist. I totally
Capitalism.
agree. If people are willing to do that, you also flush a lot of it out, and you could end up burning yourself. You might price yourself out of stuff too.
Yeah, I know, but let them compete. You know,
I completely agree. I think games should be anywhere. I think they're moving
It's kind of
more
what
toward.
Madden and ESPN Football did.
yeah. They
Madden's like, oh crap, we're $30 overpriced now, and they're selling for $19.99.
it was.
$19.99. And they were selling it at I think $59 or $49 back then, and it price dropped almost immediately. I think.
What was this guy's name again?
Michael Pachter.
He on one of our affiliate sites, Gen Game, there was an article just put up about him where he said Nintendo is a bad company. And
This guy's just
what's the Nintendo president?
Iwata. He said Iwata needs to resign.
Yeah, he said he's a bad CEO.
No, the only guy at Nintendo that needs to go is the North American dude, Reggie.
Oh no,
He's an
no,
idiot.
no.
Oh,
that
how
guy's
dare
an
you.
idiot.
Look, Reggie.
Reggie's the shit,
I
man.
gotta defend the Reginator here.
Yeah. Reggie's a
Reggie
badass.
is the president of Nintendo of America. In other words, he's just a marketing guy. That's
He's-
all
he's
he
a-
does.
I hate that guy. I just want to punch him in the face.
I think Pactor has a lot of I've read this article.
Yeah?
And I actually think Pactor has some legitimate points with
Does he?
that. Yeah. Nintendo,
It's loading.
they've got a little bit of an old school mindset where Iwata and the former president, who basically owns the company,
Mm-hmm.
they just have so much pull, and they're so reluctant to do stuff that's different than what they've done. Reggie's been great. Man.
Yeah.
Reggie's Reggie. His body is ready. Remember that?
Hey, Reggie called me when I had my pre-order on my Wii to tell me that I had my pre-order was available at midnight at my GameStop.
I'm also like, this stuff is so premature. There's so much of this like, is Nintendo going the way of Sega stuff lately?
Yeah, I know.
Nintendo has such a huge cash reserve from the Wii and the DS.
Yeah, in that same that was from a Michael Pachter has this Pack Attack show, and in that same show he said Nintendo during its worst year lost $200 million, I think it was,
Okay.
and they have
Nintendo's got
$9 billion or something
in reserves.
So he's like, they can run at this loss for the next almost 50 years.
Yeah.
At this loss, at this rate, not change a single thing, and they'd still be here. So, and the difference between Nintendo and Sega is people talk about Sega's first party lineup. It sucked. Okay.
Hey, Vector Man was good.
I liked Sega's lineup.
You can't compare it to Smash Brothers and Mario and Zelda and Metroid.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
like most of their stuff was quirky Japanese things, like Space Channel 5 and shit like that. And
right. So, like Sega couldn't support their own console. Like it couldn't sell itself based on first party Sega stuff. I think Nintendo could. Now, whether that's the best business decision or not is a discussion of its own, but it could.
We should have this one day because I think Sega went down for other reasons, but we should make this topic of the week one week.
Why say this is very relevant?
Retro topic of the week.
What really happened to Sega way back when?
The mystery unveiled this week on the Ford Compatible
3
podcast.
decades later.
Unheard testimonies.
They didn't have first party.
From people who weren't there. Some weren't even born yet.
They lost third party support and didn't have first party games to back it up.
God damn it, Mark! If you would have been born, you could have supported Sega, and
I did support Sega. I had my Dreamcast. I bought Dreamcast within the first month of release, and I had a Sega Genesis probably about 6 months after it came out.
Did you get a Sega CD expansion to the Genesis?
No.
Or the 32X?
32X?
Yeah, no,
This is all the things that I thought was the problem with the eventual fall of Sega.
Yeah, well, that was 10 years before it went away.
Dude, we are doing this as an entire topic.
Sega Saturn?
I want to talk about Sega one day.
Yeah, because that Jurassic Park game on Sega Saturn was horrible.
Every game on Sega Saturn was pretty bad.
Yeah.
There's like 3 games that were good. And I'm a Sega fan.
They didn't have support. They didn't have enough games. They released all these peripherals and didn't have games for it.
All right, we're going to do this another time.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this. I want to do this. The big Sega debate.
Number 2, sexy story
3
of the week.
decades in
I
the
don't know
making.
if it's a debate.
Can that be the thing?
Yeah.
The Sega debate.
Dude,
3 decades in the making.
We'll make it its own soundbite. And
Yeah.
Get the guy from Paramount Pictures to do it. In a world.
Yeah. All right, jumping on to the second sexy story of the week. This one's awesome.
We're at number 2.
Yeah, I know, right? The Walking Dead Season 2 is reported to be coming Q3 of this year, says Telltale.
Fuck you!
And
And along with that, I don't know if you have any more
I
information.
reported on it last week. They're doing that bridge over, which will probably fall into summer now. If
Yes.
that's what we're
But
talking
they got
about.
delayed?
No, the
The
Walking
Meryl and Daryl game?
No, that's something
no,
different.
F that thing.
That I'm still buying it.
It's Meryl, man. You gotta have it.
Yeah, exactly. I
Have
don't
you
care
seen-
how
Have you seen the early screens?
I
It
don't
does
give a
not.
shit how bad the game is. It's got Norman Reedus and Michael Rooker actually playing their characters.
Yeah, no, I know. I
that
do like
thing could be
both those
fucking
characters.
8-bit, okay, and I'd still
I
play
was
it.
gonna say it doesn't even look like a PS1 game.
That-
It looks
that's
worse
fine.
worse
It has
than a
Meryl's
PS1
voice,
game.
right?
Yes.
Meryl?
Yes.
They are
Meryl-
refusing to just do like gameplay stuff of that.
That
too.
is going to be
Right.
one of those games that doesn't get.
They're just trying to.
They're
play
not going
off
to give
it.
review copies out because they're going to be scared. It's going to sell. It's going
They
to.
have a Metacritic of like 2.
I don't care. You know what? Because you and I are going to be the only ones that buy it, and I'll play that shit. I don't care.
SimCity on Amazon right now has 2,200 one-star reviews.
No, what we were talking about though is the Telltale game. They came out in the 5 episodes. They're doing a season 2 this fall, but they're also going to do a bridge. They didn't say exactly what it is. What?
Have you still not played that?
No.
It's amazing.
I know.
You got to do that.
I was gonna say. I was just gonna say I'll borrow it to you on Xbox. But
It's on Steam for like $10.
My Xbox is about 8 feet away right now.
Yes.
It goes on sale on Steam for like $8.
I'm gonna
all
get
5
it.
episodes.
I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
I just haven't been playing much until the big event.
It's really low.
System specs.
Yeah, it
No,
doesn't
not
take-
even that. Just
Yeah, you choke on that beef.
having to actually play. Like it's just.
It's a point and essentially a point and click adventure game with
You know
with a
what I'm
couple
saying?
quick
It's
time
like you
events.
don't do shit.
Yeah.
Back to the Future.
It's just,
almost?
Yes.
you're
Yeah.
watching
Yeah.
a story. Yeah, you're watching.
I played
a
Back to the
story.
Future. That's fantastic. Or I only played the
This
first.
is way better. Way better than
episodes, but-
Back
Yeah.
to the Future.
Yeah, but Back to the Future was amazing, anyways.
Yeah.
Did you finish that?
The first 3 episodes.
Oh, come on, finish it.
Slow your roll, good sir.
No, it's Back to the Future. Anyways, yeah, but they're gonna do like an episode or 2 bridge to carry you over. Did we also mention that they said that they're going to figure out a way to transfer your save data?
I did
over
a
to
few months
PS4?
ago.
Okay. Well, they're officially
Do you
saying
listen?
it now.
Do
They're
you listen to me?
It's official now that they came out and said that
That
they
they
are going
are?
to figure out a way to incorporate your Walking Dead 1 save data over to...
I reported on that
Yeah.
months
This
ago,
is
but you know.
This is why he won't bring you for dinner over at his parents.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, you don't listen to
you
what
don't
I
listen
say.
to what he says.
Yeah, I
you
report
don't
months-
take him
that's
seriously.
months old.
You think I
news.
listen to what
You
you
don't
say
tell.
either?
You don't tell him he's pretty.
No.
No, they're going down a weird, like, if they keep bringing data back, then they have to, assuming there's more, they're going to have to use that data in part 2.
They've already said that
gonna
your actions in 1, you may not necessarily play as the characters from 1, but they will affect the world of 2.
Okay.
A la Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Okay, I wonder how significant that's going to be. Because I imagine if they keep going for 5-6 seasons, I wonder how...
You just still
Yeah.
see things from season 1 in it.
If it's going to keep branching out and they're going to have to, like, make, you know...
It's like, no, I let that kid get eaten by the lawnmower.
By lawnmower?
Or
Lawnmowers?
whatever the hell it was. A tractor?
Oh, yeah. When he
Oh,
gets
yeah.
that
Episode
tractor.
1. I don't fucking
Yeah,
know.
It's like
yeah.
lawnmower.
I did
Lawnmower,
shit like
sounds
6
awesome.
months ago.
It's like, where was that decision? Run his ass over with a
I
lawnmower.
think it was the first one in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what was happening.
No,
I was
me
just
either.
like, what?
And then it fucked
Then
me
you
at the
get
end of the game.
point that you have to pick.
Yeah.
Boned me.
Who'd you pick? Who'd you save?
I tried
Herschel's
to save the
kid
guy.
Or Duck?
I tried Herschel's kid.
Herschel's in that game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Herschel?
Yeah.
I love Herschel.
Duck is the redneck's kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duck.
I
The
said
redneck.
Duck. Yeah.
I am the only
turned
one
into
who
my best
saved
friend.
Herschel. I
Herschel's
don't remember his
the redneck?
name.
No,
Oh,
no.
Herschel the redneck?
No, there's this
Herschel
other
the
guy.
farmer. No,
yeah, I
he's-
know.
Yeah.
I love Herschel.
There's this other guy who's a redneck. He ended up being my best friend in the game.
Yeah.
Like, me and him did everything
Yeah.
together. We screwed
Because
people
I
together.
didn't make that decision, he wasn't my best friend.
Spoiler alert. Cover
He was
your
a
ears,
dick.
Moss, since you haven't
La
played it.
la la.
Totally better scene than Moss. Or than Dom. When the redneck guy disappears. Because you don't know what happens to him. When you're up on the roof and she drops the shit in the roof.
Go ahead, uncover it.
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm good? Okay.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Totally better than Dom. He's like, I'll do it.
Yeah. Anywho, we'll move on.
Third topic.
Third sexy story of the week. The battered Gearbox Software is saying that they're going to be releasing and even teased the new Vault Hunter this week.
Yes. Angry Andy actually found a little bit more information on it since we wrote it down. You said it's going to be a wereskaag? That's the rumor?
Seems to be like what it's aiming towards because a lot of people have been wanting that on the forum to be the new Melee character, and it looks like during the video
Yeah.
there's like silhouettes of skags.
Okay, so it's a melee-based
You mean
character.
animal?
It's a melee-based character, and going back to Borderlands 1 in Dr. Zed's zombie, whatever the fuck it was, there was a guy who would transform into a wereskaag.
Oh, yeah, I know what that is.
Supposedly,
okay,
you're going to be able to play as one of those.
Oh, that's
That'd be cool.
awesome. That
Yeah.
character looked cool.
Yeah.
Their melee character definitely was the weak point of 2, so...
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you had your sniper as your melee character.
Yeah. that was
Logic,
a little
fail. Anyway,
weird. Have you progressed any further in that?
yeah, I'm somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere
I-
between where we left you and...
Yeah, no, I got further than that by far. I'm probably somewhere between where you left me and the end of the game.
Okay.
Very specific.
We
Very
should, we
specific.
should play tomorrow night.
Nice.
Yeah.
We should
No,
do
I'm
some
not where you
Borderlands.
left me. I'm somewhere in between that and the end of the game.
Yeah, I moved 10 feet from where you left me, so I mean that's
Clearly, I'm
progress.
not in the same area.
That's fine. You went back to Sanctuary. We're good.
Yeah, whatever. Sanctuary is now gone in my game. That's all I can tell
Okay.
you. It has
Alright.
flown off to somewhere.
Oh, so you haven't found it?
Nope. Nope. They did not pick me up. They said, wait at the corner, we'll be right there, and I'm still waiting at that fucking corner.
Yeah, Lilith sucks at teleporting people.
Yeah, she does.
Lilith?
Yeah.
She can't teleport for crap. It's
Lilith.
terrible.
It's a character in Darksiders 2.
Really?
It's a siren from the first Borderlands.
Yeah. It's the red-haired
The
chick.
girl, yeah.
Is she like devilish?
Kind of.
Isn't that
little bit.
isn't that a biblical character? Lilith?
Yeah.
Lilith is Death's mother
Yeah.
in Darksiders 2.
I still want to play that. You still have your copy, yes?
Yeah.
All right, you got to bring it over and let me play it.
You did hear how that's being sold off now, didn't you?
Yes.
Are you so excited?
We were talking about it amongst the network people. We should start a Kickstarter to buy.
Did you not hear what we said
Yeah,
last
yeah.
week? We're like, we're going to start a fundraiser to buy Darksiders.
How much is it going to sell
Did
for?
someone
Honestly,
make a comment about it too?
Yeah, everybody's like, we'll pitch in.
like I have no idea what it's going to sell for. Like, what was? Because I was looking back at the THQ sell-off to see what stuff was going for. Was it a Homefront one for I think 500,000?
Yeah,
Well, that's because the
There's a
company
game,
that
right?
bought them was already working on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean,
obviously,
but their properties, some of them went for really low figures.
What I'm saying is, if that is going for 500,000 and that has a game in development that's well along, is Darksiders the franchise going to go for 100,000? Is it going to
I
go
would
for
say probably
20,000?
$1 million under, because I mean, like the purpose of the selling off of those ones were supposed to be the bigger dollar amount ones, I should say. That they would go first because they wanted to get the money back right away, or like as much as they could. So everything else will more than likely be under that amount.
I think you're looking at probably less than $100,000. Because
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, you're like we were saying with Homefront, that sold for so much because that game was 70% done.
Right, yeah.
They're going to get that $500,000 back, okay? Darksiders 2 just came out, so even if they started Darksiders 3, there's virtually no work.
They did not start.
So whoever buys this has to pretty much start from scratch. The game, what is that?
That is my doorbell.
The game just...
Man, it's not.
Yeah, whatever. The game just came out, Darksiders. So, I mean, I forgot. I lost my train of thought. I don't know. Whatever. Something about Darksiders.
Yeah, well, like I think they would get all the legacy revenue. I mean, like every subsequent release. Like, I mean, if everybody who buys it on Steam from now until the end of time,
Then they would get some money for it.
They
Possibly.
might get and it might sell another 10,000 copies on Steam.
Yeah.
Probably a heck of a lot more once they reduce it.
Yeah, once they do this,
It might sell
sales.
another 150,000 copies of Darksiders 2. So is that just that money? Is that?
I mean, it could be follow the way of the Midway ones, where the Midway never let anyone pick up the contract. So when they make sales on those, it just goes to nobody.
So, all right. So what we're
It
going
goes
to
to
do
the retail.
is we're going to start a Kickstarter because you've got how many people that actually visit Zelda Dungeon and on Facebook and everything?
Well, there's Darksiders Dungeon. They got...
Well, Darksiders Dungeon is just the guide. People come in, about 2,500
we're
people
focusing
a day.
we're focusing on the big one here. How many people
Across
do you
the network, we get about 45,000 visitors a day.
Okay, so if you asked every person to put in $3, literally $3,
98% of them would probably go tell me to fuck myself.
No, I think we could get it.
$3.
I think we could get $3 out of each one of your visitors. I really do.
All
and
of
then,
11-year-olds.
Yeah, I mean, come on, $3 allowance.
give me a credit card.
$3. Kids these days at 11, 12 have credit cards. They're linked to their parents. $3. Okay, you give them a producer thing. You have a whole list in the end of the game with everybody's name on it who donated. You turn it over to Mark's little production company, right? All right,
Like
and you
40
have
people.
Death finally take off his mask and it's Moss. That's it.
I'll play test. I don't know how to make a game, but I can sure tell you if it sucks
Yeah.
or not.
We'll play as Fury, one of the horsemen. It's
Yeah.
the female with the whip, and we'll just make it a 8-bit Castlevania clone.
Do it. Do it. What do they call it? A D. Like what they did for Borderlands, where they took it and they put it back in 8-bit.
They came out with the word for that.
Yeah.
It was like a D.
Oh right, yeah, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking. They did that with Mega Man 7 and 8
Yeah,
as well.
that's what I'm saying. Let's do this. Why not, man?
8-bit Darksiders 3.
Yeah, Mark might be able to get it up to 16.
Maybe. I don't know. It's a lot of colors then.
Don't push it, Fox.
A lot more colors right there.
We'll start with 8, but
Yeah, we'll go down from
we'll chip
there.
tune the
I'll
music.
I'll do the voice acting.
We'll chip tune. We'll chip
You
tune.
just gotta start. You'll be a lovable robot.
I know Mark Hamill was in the first one. Was he in 2?
No.
No?
No, he
Okay.
kind of
his character
retired
died.
from voice acting.
Yeah.
But they had Cosmo, James Cosmo.
Mm-hmm.
He was James Cosmo. Is that the guy from Game of Thrones?
Hey, you get the roaster to come on and do a bunch of voices for him.
Yeah, sure.
As he's slashing up enemies, brazzers.
Brassers. God damn it.
Yes. Darksiders 3 coming from Dungeon Gaming Enterprises.
Every enemy that you kill is just Andy's going, because that's all he says.
Oh wow, this is awful.
We're right there. We're putting it out there, live, exclusive.
You know, I was saying Nintendo should buy it for one reason only, just so you can have death and war in Super Smash Bros. 4.
Yeah. I like Dungeon Network presents Darksiders much better.
If you plan on doing this, you have until April 15th to put a bid in, though.
Yeah, first to the 15th.
And Kickstarters only go for if we get it up tomorrow, Kickstarters only go for 30 days. Right there, you got it. I think we need to make this happen. Everybody take out $3. We'll get you started here.
All right, next topic. Bro.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, cool. So one of the biggest PC releases of this year is getting street dated for sometime in June. That's Company Heroes 2 for all the people who don't know. Because you should know.
If it's you talking about something PC, it's that or War Tanks. Or
World Tanks. Yeah, World Tanks is really
It
popular.
matter. It doesn't matter.
No, it's just
That
the
was
two
a
that
THQ game, right?
Mark's always
Yeah.
like.
Who's making it now? Or
That is
publishing?
Sega.
just what he
Sega
does.
bought it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sega. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sega bought them. But anywho, PC Gamers Unite, because that's your big one. You have StarCraft this week, and you have Company Heroes later this year, and then the PC is going to go die off for the year.
Dude,
Honestly.
did you see? I'm actually excited about a PC game.
No. I didn't even think that's possible.
Put it up on the...
Nobody thinks it's possible.
FTL?
I'm excited about a PC game coming out this year.
What is it?
Rome 2.
Total War?
Guys from Total War.
Oh, Total War's going back to Rome. Good job.
You ever
It looks.
They do a good job on their games.
It
They
looks
definitely
sick.
have you ever seen the Zelda mod they did for it? The Hylian Wars they did?
do. Yeah,
That was pretty badass.
I've seen it.
They had all the different races. They basically took the Rome Total Wars or the Total War series, and modders redid it in telling the Civil War from Zelda. So they had all the different races represent different classes in the game, and it actually you got to YouTube this later.
I
Put it
probably
up.
have seen
It
it.
looks amazing.
I'm not familiar with Rome.
That was the one that kinda set 'em
It's
off.
a Total
Is
War.
that a TV show, Rome?
Yeah.
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 It's not
Is it
Rome.
anything to do with that?
It's not
No,
Rome.
no, no.
It's a-
This is the
it's
old
a-
series.
It's a series called Total War.
Oh.
It's been going on for a while. They have like Napoleonic
It's very
Wars.
popular, actually.
They have the Roman Wars. It's basically like an RTS
Total
type
Shogun.
thing. Yeah, they have the Shogun Wars.
Shogun
from
was
the
the
old
most
Japans.
recent one, I believe.
There's a lot of stuff like that. It's basically you controlling your god mode for an entire army.
It's like Civilization mixed with real-time combat,
Okay.
where you actually control like every aspect of it.
This one looks really good.
They're
all.
popular.
Usually, I'll always go to console, but on occasion, like
They're
I like
fun
to-
games. They are. They do a good job with those.
Yeah, fucking A.
And that was actually the first Total War game I did was Rome 1. And then I ended
That's
up
old
getting...
now.
Yeah, it is old.
I was gonna buy it the other day. It looks like ass, so I was kind of like,
Dude, that thing
What
is
does
still
ass
impressive.
look like?
like Total War.
Well, well, you have to think what they were trying to do.
I like it.
That was one of the first series that had thousands of individually rendered characters on screen at once.
No, I'm sure it was very impressive at the time, but I got this supercomputer that I rarely use, and the once a 3 weeks
Yeah.
I turn it on to play some video games. I want to play some top-notch stuff, not
Yeah.
some 1996 PC games
that.
that my Vita can run.
Yeah. Funny enough, actually, because you did mention TV, Total War Rome, funny enough, was actually the game that a History Channel series ran off of. Because they would show like 1,000 people fighting. It was always off of Total War, and I don't remember what series it was. It was old, but Anyway, funny story. It has been on TV for a while, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. Next sexy story. This is actually came up today from one of our listeners, Tyler. He sent me a link, and apparently Crash Bandicoot has a countdown site up.
Yes.
Nice.
So it,
It's just his eyes. I went to the site.
yeah, and then it says it's back.
Does it have a countdown to a certain date? Like, is there a number on it?
No.
So
It just
how
says
do we know
it's
it's
back.
a countdown?
It's not. Mark just.
Why are
just
you,
gotta,
why are
No,
you using the term countdown?
Because the webpage
It's
is
the final countdown.
crashbandicoot.com/countdown. That's why it's a
So-
countdown.
Theoretically, any time they can throw up a little clock.
Yep.
Yeah,
Start
and it's, I
counting
mean, it
down
already
something.
says is back.
When
So,
is the countdown to when the countdown will be revealed?
that is a mystery to us all.
It's unveiling Crash Bandicoot as a Skylanders character.
It's got like all the. It's got all the things on the bottom, like Steam and
Yeah,
Xbox Live.
Wii
and
U
PSN.
supported. Yeah,
Okay.
so-
Yeah.
I'm a big Crash fan.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to see it back.
I miss the glory days of Crash.
You know,
Look,
the
you know.
thing is, did you like how far did you get in Crash?
Which one?
I mean, in the series. One,
Two, in the Racer, and the Racer was meh.
You never played 3? Okay.
Was that Wrath of?
I think so.
Yeah.
Or
Is that on 360?
Warped? I don't. They kinda-
any new ones. I'm talking PS1.
I think
Yeah.
part 2 was Crash Bandicoot 2: The Wrath of Cortex.
Was it?
I think part 3 was Warped. Anyway,
Okay, yeah.
even the one on the GameCube, I had that one. It was on all consoles, but it's the same game. Like they never changed, but somehow it lost.
It lost its shine a little bit.
I don't know why. Like it like Mario doesn't change, and it's great. You know, it's like subtle upgrades, but Crash they did that, and like nobody liked it anymore. I don't know. I liked even the one on the GameCube. I thought that was fun.
Did you play? What was the most recent one? Crash of the Titans. I think
Yeah,
it
that's
was.
the one that was on 360.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the 360 one.
I don't think I played that. No, I didn't play that one.
yeah, that one came out like 2007 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was on the PS2 as well.
Yeah, probably if it was around that time. Anywho, next sexy non-story because it's Call of Duty related. Another bogus Call of Duty website was up. I say another because I reported on this story, I think, at least once for the last year. Because I know there was one up for Modern Warfare 3. Well, there's Modern Warfare 4 site out there asking for all your fun info, saying that they got beta keys. It's fake, so don't do it. I'm sure you've already heard about it, but Tony's dying. Anywho,
Right
next
before our eyes, he's going to become a zombie.
zombie.
He's gonna turn.
That was pathetic.
That was the lamest zombie attack I've ever seen. And then he was like, "Rawr."
Rawr. Anyway, we're gonna go to the next sexy story. Japanese PS Vita price cut has actually made sales quadruple. Wait, no, as updated as we're coming here, sextuple.
Almost.
I would say
Just
sextuple.
shy.
Sextuples the sales in Japan.
So 9 people bought it now?
Is this a week over week sales?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a little mistake.
Well, is that what it is? Okay. Because he updated me with what it was now.
60,000?
No more. Because they're selling about 10 or 11,000.
That's
a
so
week.
impressive for a week.
No, it's terrible. The 3DS is.
Oh wait,
selling
no,
like
I thought you said
80,000.
60,000 for the week. I was like, that's
No, it
impressive.
is. That's
For the one-
hold
for
on.
one week.
Okay.
Hold on.
So it was doing 10,000, then
It's
it did 60,000.
doing like 12 or 13,000 a week. It did 63
In Japan.
or 64,000.
Did it do better than 3DS for that week?
The 3DS is consistently like 70, 80,000 a week.
So, even with the price cut, it didn't beat in Japan.
A lot of it, I think, has to do two huge, which don't ask me the title because I don't.
Monster Hunter.
The Monster Hunter clones. Two huge
Yeah.
Monster Hunter clones came out this week on the Vita
don't know why
only.
it's so popular.
And they think that helped push a lot of Vitas out the door.
I think it's the price cut. It's obviously the price cut sells more than any game could.
Yeah.
That and the PS4 announcement definitely
Coupled
would've
in with
helped it,
the
too.
release,
With
the price cut, the announcement, the
all of the
stars
Sony
aligned
behind,
for it.
yeah. saying that you can play all your PS4 games on your Vita. That definitely
I'd be
helps
interested to
it.
see if it has longevity effect. Like, what are
That's
weekly
what
sales
we're-
going to be like 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, 5 weeks from now?
Technically, it wasn't a price cut; it was a price match because I guess people in Japan were complaining because of the exchange rate of how much more electronics are over there versus
But-
somewhere like the States or Europe, and that's why we haven't received a price cut yet. But I think that's all just Sony.
No, there's actually some truth to it. Like,
No, I agree that it's true. I'm just saying I think that's just their excuse because they're testing it in Japan, and if it stays steady where they're selling week after week a lot more copies, I think we'll get a worldwide price drop.
I actually don't think we will. I think this price cut directly relates to. I don't know if you follow the stocks at all, but like Nintendo stock and Sony stock, all these Japanese companies' stocks have gone up a lot lately because the yen has been weakening.
I do follow stuff.
And so all their foreign market stuff is better for the yen now. They're making more money. I don't necessarily think the yen will affect foreign markets though. So I think the drop. I think that just is a Japanese thing. But at least they're making money now, so the company is better because the yen makes it's weird. Your home country's value is like starting to suck, but that's good for you.
Yeah, they technically lose money selling to a currency that is a little weaker at the time.
No,
the same product. It's like if this is $60 here, and you sell it in a place for $60 of theirs, where the $60 isn't worth what your $60 is, you're losing money.
Right. But granted, they're only selling in Japan right now, so that's not really.
You're getting similar numbers in the States every week
for the Vita,
like 14,000 a week, I think.
Oh,
but that's sad considering how many more people live in the States, how big it is. I mean, California is bigger than Japan.
Well,
you know what I mean.
Think of it. But look at PSP numbers. Like worldwide, did
huge
more
numbers.
Did more PSPs sell in Japan or the U.S.?
Japan.
In Japan,
I think so.
Yeah, even with the population difference. So,
yeah.
I don't know. We spend way too much talking about the Vita.
All right. Next story of the week.
We just probably lost like 30 viewers.
There was a story that came out this week saying it was the head, one of the heads at Crytek Studios. They were explaining why the game on the Wii U actually got canceled. And they had explained that Nintendo was actually giving them a lack of business support. And it was between Nintendo and EA, not Nintendo and Crytek, and it actually caused the entire project to fall through.
I wonder what could have possibly happened.
Me too, a little bit.
Like, they said the game was running on the Wii U.
They said it was running, then they said it was canceled, then they said it was back on, then they said it was canceled again.
I have a feeling it's having to do with some of the ways the Nintendo network is, where I think it's limiting EA from doing a lot of their micro shit.
Microtransactions?
That could be. That's what I think.
Well, actually, yeah. Crysis 3 doesn't have.
Maybe they didn't.
They don't even have microtransactions.
Just EA in general.
Dead Space 3 has
I think they're upset with it, like the online passes and all that crap. I don't think Nintendo Network's set up for that, and I think that's steering EA away because they're EA, they're douches.
On top of this, Ubisoft said this week that they are in danger of delaying their projects for the Wii U as well.
Who is?
Ubisoft. Because they keep saying they need more units out there, and the consensus is that they're gonna put low priority on it, so it'll be delayed. Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed, they'll probably pump out still, but.
Well, Ubisoft came out and called out Nintendo this week.
That was also part of that story as well.
They said that they want a price drop so they can get more Wii U's out there.
Yeah, they don't want to come out with games just to lose money on them.
I wonder what the thing is.
Nintendo's got to have a plan.
They have to.
I'm curious what it is.
What I don't understand about third parties here is why, every third party always seems to give the same reasoning. I think I might have said this a few weeks ago. We have to change something for the Wii U version.
Yeah, we did talk about it.
No, you don't. No. Just throw it out there.
There has to be something, though, inside, the techie stuff. There has got to be something. Because when it's consistently that something needs to be changed, there's something with the system that no one's been talking about yet, where it's definitely making it harder to port over for whatever reason.
I don't know if that's true, because I remember when I was talking to the Darksiders folks, they were saying they got it on the Wii U. It's been running on they got it on the dev kit right away, and they got it on the screen right away. Nintendo, I think they tried to make it easy to.
I do have a personal story from one of my friends at NetherRealm, and while they are pumping out Injustice for the Wii U, they're cutting support for the Wii U after that because they actually hate developing for it. I don't know why, because I can't really know even what he told me. But he said that it's been a nightmare almost.
Wow.
To me, unless something changes, it's going to probably turn into the Wii and the GameCube before that. It'll be fine.
I think it'll be more like the GameCube, not the
It'll
the Wii was successful.
No, I think they're both it'll sell just fine. I meant
I
in
don't
terms
think it will anymore.
the Wii U.
The Wii sold 100 million. I don't think
No,
the Wii
no,
U
no,
will
it'll
sell.
never
I don't
catch
think
that.
it'll sell 40.
Oh,
Nothing's
yeah.
gonna sell that
I
well.
don't think anything's gonna sell that well for a while.
All I was saying is I think that the third parties eventually are going to leave and they'll rely on Nintendo and everything will be fine.
I think the third parties
Nintendo
have
make
left
games.
already. Like what third party game that's coming out this
Activision
year?
is still around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Activision's
even they were
great.
disappointed that Black Ops didn't sell too well. But again,
Didn't they close the servers already?
I don't know, I'm not sure about
There's
that.
like 10 people on.
I don't think it was that bad.
Well, the statistic for Madden was like 50 people
Yeah.
Yeah, it
were
was.
only playing Madden on the Wii.
There was what is it? There's one of those rage videos of playing Madden online with it, and you couldn't find the game at all. And it was like probably a few weeks after a game came out.
You know what's sad about that?
But that's Madden
is
for you,
I,
yeah.
I have Tony Hawk's, the American
Wasteland.
for 360. Those servers are still up, and people still play that. That was a launch title for the 360, and people still play that one.
I'm starting to think that these companies are burning themselves with these price cuts that have happened in the past because I'm almost getting a feeling like a lot of people are waiting just because the price cuts have happened early in the past that they're almost like, well, let's just hold off 6 more months and see if they cut the price on this. It's almost like these big companies have burned themselves with like the 3DS doing it and the PS3 dropping really quickly in price. And price drops are inevitable. They will happen after time. But I remember when I was younger, stuff like the SNES and the Genesis, they launched, I think, at $250 a piece. They stuck at $250 for a long time before they dropped $50 to $200.
Well, same thing with the GameCube and the Wii. Nintendo will not drop price. They will not do it. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
going to be for a while. The thing is with Nintendo that's different than Sony and Microsoft, they make money on their hardware. You know,
Yeah.
they're making money on the Wii U now, especially with the yen and such. So they're making a profit on it. Yeah, they might only be selling 10,000 units, but they're
But they're
making
making money.
$20 a piece. And
Yeah, it's still
they have
good
this narrow vision, I think, a little bit with it.
Yeah.
Like, we're profitable now. Why do we go unprofitable? You know, they did that with the 3DS though, and it led to their first negative year ever. So
Yeah.
they might be thinking, we'll be profitable
Hold
this
out.
way.
Yeah.
We might not get the units
Recoup
out there.
some of that loss that they had, even if it's not a significant profit.
But then
Yeah.
that's what I was getting at. Do you think people are holding off because they look, they don't read all the shit that we read. They're not hitting refresh on all the big websites to see stuff like Nintendo's come out and said we are not dropping the price, but they're just following patterns of how quickly. Now you're hearing stuff about the Vita potentially price dropping, and you saw the PS3 before that and the 3DS before that, and it's just like, well, just wait 6 or 8 months. They'll drop the price. They're going to give us free games to apologize for it, and maybe that's what's holding a majority of the people back from getting the Vita and the Wii U because they're both struggling right now.
I think the Wii U will drop in 2014, maybe mid 2014. I think we're over a year away before our price drop. That's just my prediction. I don't see it.
Well, I mean, before
I'm not saying it's going to happen or not. I'm saying, do you think
Yes.
that's what people are thinking?
I think
Yeah.
if they release software that's good software, and then there's no bump, then they're going to have to price drop. But right now, I think one of the biggest problems with the Wii U right now is that the software is not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Once they get,
They had a robust launch and then just dead air.
there hasn't been much, and then Rayman delayed, and then there hasn't been much. But I think I want to see what their lineup is this year.
Yeah.
What their big guns are coming out this year. They got Wind Waker HD, but that's not a system seller.
that's not enough to get me to buy one.
Yeah, every Wii U owner might get one.
I'd rather go out and buy another GameCube and play it on that, and it'd be cheaper.
Well, I think a lot of Wii U owners will get it, but it's not a system seller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Now, if it was Majora, then I'd buy it.
if they release Smash Brothers this year or early next year, that's a system seller.
Or Mario Kart, or,
I don't know if Mario Kart is quite the system seller anymore. I think Smash Brothers is
Yeah.
the system seller that
Yeah.
they can. The only one I think they have, and a new Zelda game.
Yeah,
I don't even
it's-
know if a 3D Mario game is a system seller anymore. But I think Smash will. And if they release that this year, I don't know if they will.
Yeah.
Maybe a new Mario game, but if
Dog yawning.
I don't know if that picked it up.
But
But
probably.
if those don't sell, then they're going to have to do a price drop. But
I'm just looking at like the two most recent pieces of hardware with both those, and we actually, with the Vita and the Wii U and how poorly they're doing, and we look
I don't even know if
months.
it's a fair comparison between
Well,
those two.
that's the point that I was going to make to go off of what you were saying. To go off what
You
you
didn't
were
get to
saying.
make the fucking point.
No, you're jumping ahead because you asked a question and we didn't get to answer that question.
The Vita's been out for, 16 months? 17 months?
No.
It was probably last
it was-
April,
In the States was February.
February. Is that
Yeah,
what
Yeah,
was?
it came out in 2011.
It's been out 13 months.
No, it's 2012.
It came
2011
out
in Japan.
in
December 11.
December of
Okay, look, let's give the Wii. It has a whole year on the Vita has a whole year on the Wii U, so I don't think it's fair to compare them at this stage of the game.
I'm not comparing them. The one's a handheld, one's.
Well, yeah, you just said the Vita and the Wii U are suffering the
That's
same.
not. That's not. Let's see, because you guys are all cutting me off. You're not letting me talk.
I didn't say anything.
Go ahead. I don't care. Go ahead. I don't care.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's not what I was trying to say at all.
I was trying
You guys
to-
are
I
going
was-
down these totally different paths from.
How am
all
I
was
going
trying
down
to say.
anything when I haven't said anything yet?
Go.
I don't care.
Explain.
Anymore. Yes, the Vita. That's all I was saying. Vita and the Wii U, same thing. I apologize.
Mommy and Daddy hit each other at the table. Do I eat my meal?
They do have the same problem of not having software, but that's a different story.
All right,
Go
next
ahead.
story. Kurt Schilling asked the judge to dismiss his $75 million loan based on the fact that 38 Studios did disclose its financial needs to an appropriate state official. Whoever that state official is, I don't know.
Yeah, he's trying to get out of it, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to get denied.
What a scumbag.
Why would they approve this?
I don't know.
He owes the state a lot of money. Like, how's this gonna affect anything? I don't know.
I don't know. Kurt Schilling news. Kurt Schilling! Sexy news, go on your Gmail!
All right. We've got a question from listener JC. He asked, after the next Assassin's Creed, which was just announced, the Black Flag, where do you think the series will go with the story and the setting and the gameplay, etc.? Where kind of do you see the direction going?
So you're probably talking, because like if we're following, I don't know, like time-wise, because I think it's supposed to be, 17th or 18th century in the new one? I forget, because like they try to do it like in order for the most part. I remember seeing that there's a lot of hype of trying to make one in World War One,
Okay.
which would be kind of cool actually. I mean, there's very little games that do that
Nowadays.
nowadays.
It's tough to do a World War I anything because World War I is all about trench
Trenches?
warfare.
Yeah.
What are you going to be,
Well-
a guy running across no man's land and dying?
Gotta be sneaky.
That what was that
Quick time?
game?
No, I was gonna say a quick time event loading one of those old musket rifles where if you miss, you don't quite pack the fucking powder in correctly.
Well,
Blows
that's
up
like
your fist.
Civil War time.
Whatever.
What was the open world game? I believe it was set World War II, where it was black and white, and then as you took down the Nazis.
Saboteur.
Thank you.
Love that game.
So maybe something
Way
along
underrated.
those lines, kind of, but set in World War One setting, kind of, maybe.
That's a possibility. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, you could be in a town and start assassinating people.
Yeah.
I already know where they're going, so I mean, I could
To shit.
Oh, okay.
No,
You know
no,
where
I'm
they're
serious.
going?
I'm
Where are they
serious.
going after the pirates?
because what they're doing with Assassin's Creed is they're totally changing the formula. It's not even the bloodline of what's his face
Desmond. Yeah, Desmond
anymore.
is.
They started this with Liberation, and they're continuing onward with Black Flag. Now, in the future, you're able to rent the, how do you pronounce it? Aspergo machine?
I think it's that.
The little time travel
Yeah,
machine
yeah,
thing.
where you go
All you need is
dream
any
world.
drop of blood of any person in history, and you go back and relive their shoes. So this has nothing to do with Desmond, being brought down by the man, and they're clearly running out of ideas. So now they can just hop around at any point
In history and-
because this is going to the pirate theme predates
Civil War, right?
revolutionaries. what I was
Yeah, it
saying.
should.
So I mean, if you were going in order where you started with, back in the day, then you went to Roman times, then you jumped up to Revolutionary War.
Because I
Technically,
think
it should have been
3
something-
ended somewhere almost at 1800, I think, at the end. Because I know it goes like
Yeah.
4 or 5
Well,
years
that- yeah,
after
that went
Revolutionary
around
War.
with
I forget
New
where it was,
Orleans
but-
in its prime, which was in the
Yeah.
early 1800s, and you're supposed to be going closer and closer.
Yeah.
Now they jump back to the pirate time.
Because pirates, I think, is supposed to be
14, 1500s.
14 to like 1600s. Yeah,
right around the time of Chris Columbus,
yeah,
the man, the myth.
dude.
So I don't know.
Sweet. Do we see any major shifts in gameplay?
I think that Assassin's Creed 4 is the same thing as Assassin's Creed 3
All of them?
and Brotherhood before that. And
Yeah.
pretty much all of them for the longest time now. It's just they look really cool. That trailer sold me again. I'm like, holy hell, this is going to be awesome. You're going to play it for 5 minutes, and you're going to be like, this game sucks.
I'm not even going to take a shot with it this time.
Fell through the floor.
I'm actually going to do a rent on it, and that's all I'm going to do.
I'm not buying this day one like I have the last.
No, especially
Assassin's
because
Creeds.
the price drops with Ubisoft. They come like 2 or 3 weeks after.
They're so bad.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed games are just not good anymore.
Do you think they're going to keep the annual releases in,
Oh, yeah.
in
Oh,
next
yeah.
gen?
Until they drive it into the ground.
Aren't they selling 11 million a year?
Yeah, the Assassin's
They'll
Creed
keep
still
fucking
doing
doing
pretty
it.
well, yeah.
I wonder, do you think they purposely did not do a, like I know they did Brotherhood and
Revelations?
Revelations expansions off part 2. Do you think they purposely, like, numbered sequels obviously do better than
The spin-offs.
Yeah.
like that's what I think people thought Brotherhood and that's why they didn't sell as well as part 3.
Yeah.
Well, those I think they did okay because people loved Ezio. Then the problem with 3 was they made Connor and everybody hated Connor, and they don't want to make a spin-off with that guy.
I see. Okay.
So they're right away, instead of making spin-offs with this new guy, they're just like number 4. Let's see what's going on over here. Because the
Well,
backlash they got from their new characters.
do they have dual teams? Do they have multiple teams, like doing like sort of like?
Well, there's the Assassins versus the Templars.
No, I think you meant like the development teams.
Yeah, yeah,
Kind of like what Call of Duty does.
Oh, Ubisoft's got like 40 studios. What are you doing?
So I wonder, like, is one are they on like 2-year development cycles? Are they on?
I
Like,
think. Well, I'm hearing that this game actually wasn't an Assassin's Creed game. It was an open world pirate game that they thought would fail, or they're getting worried about early PS4 and 720 numbers, sales wise. So, what's up?
I've got
Keep going.
Go ahead. I'll go over this.
don't just laugh and go.
They're worried about a new IP maybe not selling well if it
Right,
came out
yeah.
this fall strictly on the PS4 and the Xbox 720
Exactly.
without a few numbers. So what they did was they threw the Assassin's Creed label on it, threw the overlay of the Assassin's Creed world on a pirate game, and have essentially turned it into Assassin's Creed because they know that way it'll sell more.
Yeah. Well,
But this game has been in the works for 3 years at Ubisoft already.
Black Flag. Okay. Well, Black Flag will be a PS3 360 game, and it'll probably just get released on the PS4.
Because now they're like this. Yeah, it'll help them sell more.
No third party is going to release an exclusive PS4 game.
No, you gotta do them both for a while.
No. I'm saying
Before
What
we
do you
get
mean
too
by
far,
both?
I got
you have to do it on like Xbox 360, 720, PS3, PS4.
exactly.
Yeah.
Tony just got a paper airplane thrown at him with a note on it from my girlfriend, which is kind of weird that she's passing you notes.
Yeah, buddy.
But what her comment was is, I hate that it's called Black Flag. She goes, if Henry Rollins was dead, he'd be rolling over in his grave. Fuck ass Creed. That's
Yes.
exactly what the note says.
Nice. You put that in the 4 compatible archives.
Yeah.
There's
the
the
archives. All right, so we moving on from Ass Creed.
Yes.
That's great, bro.
Andrew Dillon.
What's up, Andrew?
He asked if you could if you could walk up to any game character and shoot them in the face, besides Dom,
Can't be dumb.
who would you choose and why? Who would you walk up?
Goombas piss me off to no end. Always step on them. Nah, I wouldn't shoot them in the face. There's so many. I can just jump on them instead. I'll jump on them.
have no idea.
During the jump, I'll shoot. Who will I shoot in the face?
I'm going to say Roll from Mega Man.
You didn't like roll? No. I think Sam agrees with you over there.
Just to be different.
Okay. Andy, who would you shoot in the face? Video game character that you hated.
Would our like avatar thingies count?
Sure. Who?
Any of them? They're too cheerful.
Which avatars?
Avatars from
Like
Xbox?
The Wii, the
Oh.
Wii avatars or Xbox avatars.
Oh,
So,
any avatar.
You would shoot yourself.
They're too cheerful.
Shoot your own me.
Why can't I make my avatar angry?
He's not angry enough. God damn it!
Can you make an angry avatar?
I tried. But they still
He's got a slight frown, and then he bounces around all happy.
Singing Numa Numa?
Tony, who would you shoot in the face?
most of the Resident Evil cast.
You son of a bitch! You stole mine.
Wait. Are you talking about like new Resident Evil?
Yeah,
Why would you shoot Rebecca?
she's annoying. Chris Redfield's annoying.
I like Rebecca. Billy
The chick in the red, the bad one from 6, Ada, fucking shoot her.
from 6. You know Ada from Part 6.
Yeah.
I would immediately walk up to Leon Kennedy and blow his fucking brains out.
You hate that guy so
I
much.
hate
It's
that
great.
guy. I hate his fucking hair.
I'd spare him.
Okay.
No, you're
Are you
okay.
kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, he got lucky. He got lucky in 2. He should have died. Okay? He should have died.
Resident Evil. How about Ashley from Part 4?
Oh, God. I fucking hate her so
See,
much.
everybody agrees.
I
Most of
hate
the Resident
her
Evil cast.
so much.
Shoot him in the face.
She's number 2. Okay, Jill. Jill was okay. Jill was alright from 3.
I would agree to like some of this if you can include the guys from that Raccoon City crap.
Yeah, everyone.
the
every
entire
one of the-
Raccoon City.
Every one of the mercs
The
from
entire-
Raccoon City.
Including the developers and the producers.
Okay. But I'm going to give you my number 1 besides Resident Evil is fucking Tingle. I hate Tingle.
Kula Limpa.
I hate him with a passion. I hate his spandex. Okay? I hate his little fucking floaty balloon. Can't stand. And then they made more. There was other Tingles.
They remade Balloon Fight with Tingle's Balloon Fight.
No.
Oh, the multiple Tingles in Wind Waker. They're
Yeah, like one's in white. It's like,
Uncle, David Jr. They all have names.
no.
Can I have an answer?
Sure.
I would pick Luigi. Just because
Why?
it took like 20 some odd years just to put him out of his misery. Dude is always runner up. And he's taller and thinner, and it's the fat short guy that always gets picked. Come on.
Prime example, the newest Mario Party game, right? If you look at the cover, it's got Yoshi, it's got fucking Goombas, it's got everybody, and then way off in the background, in the little window of the castle, there's Luigi. He's not even like on the fucking cover. He's in the background.
See, I don't know. See, I think I'd make a. I'm not a very ambitious man, so who's Tom Brady's backup? Exactly, but
Does he
that
need
guy
one?
is sitting on the bench.
Getting
Doesn't
paid.
have to do anything, making millions of dollars, just hanging out in Tom Brady's shadow.
Here, well, wait a minute.
And I would love that.
Wait a
life.
minute. For as
I'm all about that.
For as great as Wayne Gretzky was as a scorer, he had more assists.
He did.
Than he did as actual goals.
2
'Cause
points
he
a
would
game player.
He would pass the
I
puck.
know.
He'd give other people an opportunity.
But this guy just sits on the
maybe
bench.
maybe Mario needs to fucking pass the puck.
Yeah, maybe
Pass the puck,
maybe
Mario.
Yeah.
Pass the puck.
And that is
Yeah.
not saying that we want a Mario fucking hockey game, okay?
In development.
Have we had that before?
No, we got
No.
soccer, baseball, tennis, golf,
That's the only one they've
Basketball?
basketball.
They
They haven't
had,
touched football
Tom Brady
either, I don't
married
think,
to
right?
Giselle. So I mean, like,
I don't think that cat's married. He's tagging everything.
Tom Brady.
Anyway,
I like
He's a
that.
football
I think we
player.
need Super Mario Hockey.
They were dating for a while.
no.
Come on,
Yeah,
Bowser.
no.
Bowser can be the goalie.
They need to just remake Mega Man Soccer because that was badass.
Luigi's got to slip it to the princess.
I know.
I stand by my.
He's
Get
got
in there, Luigi. We got faith in you.
Luigi's got Daisy. That's good enough. Go away.
I stand by my my role.
Roll. Okay.
Yeah, shoot roll.
Oscar, you got one? Video game
based
character-
on that, shoot Mario. Fucking on Luigi one from now on.
Let Luigi get a little.
Then the backup quarterback gets to play.
It's a me.
I'm the younger brother. My entire life I've played Luigi. You know? For Mario.
You have been the Luigi to your brother's Mario.
Jesus, you know? Fuck
He's
Mario.
always gotten all the attention, and you're like, what about me?
In the background.
It's a Oscar. Go ahead.
I would shoot Carthonasian right in the face from the KOTOR games. He always sat in my party because every time I brought him out, anything I did, he had something to fucking say.
You know what?
Like, oh, I don't think you should do that. That's pretty mean.
Sam, who would you shoot? Sure, now you're not going to make any
the
noise.
chick from Dragon Age, right?
Yeah.
She's annoying too.
Yeah. Shoot the shit from
Jam
shoot
Jam?
fight. Shoot fight him.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
He said,
I said yes.
He said, yeah. Oh.
Did you play Dragon Age?
What are video games with dogs?
Some of it, yeah.
Do you
Fable.
remember? The chick who was always just like,
Fable and Dead to Rights.
this is morally wrong with every decision you made, no matter what you did. She
Likes
found
Dead to
something-
Rights.
Is he hungry?
No.
No, he likes
He
Dead
just
to
doesn't
Rights.
like that he's in there by himself.
He likes Dead to Rights.
He's trying to
they say.
communicate who he would shoot.
Oh,
He's podcasting with us.
nice.
All right.
He's like, throw it over to me, buddy.
We got any more Gmail?
How's the weather outside?
Brendan Joyce asked, what system has the worst controller?
N64.
N64.
How dare you?
False.
It's awful.
It's fucking awful. Why do I need
The
two
original
controllers in
fucking
one?
Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay, those
It
are
doesn't bother me
massive.
that
The
much.
Duke, okay, with
Doesn't
the
bother
fucking
me.
buttons way the fuck down
And
here.
the one, what was it? Intel, or the one with a telephone and a
dial?
and a dial.
What was that?
It's something like even before
Yeah,
Jason.
this-
It's older
Whoa.
than Jason.
You are the same age
Wow.
as me, god damn it!
I don't think so. You look older. Tony's still young and happening.
I agree with you. The original Xbox controller. Maybe
Yeah,
it's just because I got little hands. I couldn't
Exactly.
reach- I couldn't
that's-
reach the button.
that's-
Mine never bothered me.
That's why I never bought the original Xbox. Is 'cause
I
hated
bought
that
the slim
fucking
controller when I bought my Xbox, so I didn't.
I
Get
got the one came with it, and I got
Yeah.
the small, the S or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
they call it the
but
S.
the 64 controller, it's just weird.
That's
but
what I mean.
You never needed I thought just holding the control,
Well,
the
see, there were
joystick
certain
with the Z
games that
button.
had to go back and forth.
Oh, I don't really.
Yeah, WWE games, you always had to go back and forth.
No,
No, you
because the
didn't.
directional pad for WWE was your taunts.
Yeah,
Don't even
I
try
always
it,
had
son.
to do the
Don't
taunts.
even try it,
You
Like
son.
in my
You
finisher.
never needed the Z button for WWE, and the joystick just did taunts. That's
I like
all it
taunts.
did.
Yeah.
Had to go
That
back.
was
It's what you
Didn't
flick
that
it
power
off
you?
your crotch.
Didn't it power you up though?
No.
the
Well,
taunts.
we-
Yeah, the taunts. did
Yeah,
get
the
your
taunts
meter.
powered you up.
If you were good at the game, you didn't need the taunts.
He
to
did with
power
his
you up. That's
dick.
what I'm
You know,
saying. Exactly.
That was
Flick
not.
it.
No, that was not a problem
Flick it.
at all.
Flick
I
it.
actually thought.
I
Well,
like that controller.
the N64.
Yeah.
I used to love playing Blitz and that shit.
I
Yeah.
Would
I
play
love
with the
that
joystick
controller
was
because I was
fun.
so used to it, but looking back at it, just why would
The
you
Z
wanna make
button
a
was
controller
like
that?
revolutionary.
Yeah.
It was like
You know what I really disliked was the Jaguar. I didn't like
That was
the
weird,
Jaguar.
too.
I don't remember
Yeah,
that
the
one.
Jaguar.
It was a
had like
basic
70
controller.
buttons.
It was a basic controller, and then it had this little pad that was on this weird angle down here. So you're like doing a controller like here, and then it's all these buttons down. It was really weird.
And I know it's gonna. A lot of people are gonna bitch, but what the fucking mech game with
Steel
the
Battalion.
Steel Battalion? Okay, you don't need a controller with 120 buttons. Okay, that's fucking ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And then to charge like $300 for a fucking game, and then you're playing the game. I don't know if either of you gentlemen actually
I
played it.
didn't want to play
Okay.
it for $300.
All right. So let's picture you've got let's see what original Xbox average TV size was 36 inches roughly, right? Okay. On your
It's pretty
screen,
big.
on your screen, okay, it then shows you all your fucking gauges and all the shit all over the screen, and the actual window of what was going on was the size of your cell phone. That's what you saw. Yeah. Yeah, I hated that.
I can think of a lot of I didn't like the GameCube controller. I didn't
That
like
was
that.
also
I didn't
funky.
like that the D-pad was so tiny.
And I didn't
the
like
R and
how
L
the
buttons
trigger-
were
yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
I didn't like that C-stick.
I like GameCubes.
See, really? I was gonna say like, that's actually because I
I
never
think-
got used
I
to
think
it.
it's
That's
not-
probably the awkwardest thing for me to pick up.
Aside from the NES and the SNES, which I loved those,
Those are
I
good.
think the GameCube is the next best controller Nintendo made.
Oh, I think the gamepad is good.
Well, that'd be right after that. Then the 64, and then the Wiimote. But I'm biased because I hate motion gaming. The Wiimote's actually a good controller.
No,
as
I-
a
I
controller itself.
I
yes,
don't like the
agree.
Wiimote because it has the same problem as the GameCube. Not as bad, but the playing it sideways, like playing more. I
The,
think
the classic
It
formation.
has no
the D-pad
ergonomics
is
to it.
the D-pad is just too small.
It has no
Like the
ergonomics.
gamepad D-pad is much bigger than the Wiimote one.
Yes.
and it's more comfortable to play with.
It doesn't feel right.
I need a big D-pad. I need my D-pad.
No.
I actually used to really like the Dreamcast controller. That felt
It
really
actually
good.
felt too bulky. Too big.
Really?
For somebody who didn't own one but would go to like a friend's house to
Yeah.
play it, it always kind of felt weird to try.
Too big, right?
Yeah.
Too big.
Yeah,
I like
it's
the
got to
Dreamcast
fit
one,
just
too.
right.
I liked it.
It does. There,
Sweet.
Good question. By
Yes.
the way.
Yes.
All right.
Jumpy.
Our final question comes from one of Tony's friends, and he's going to assist me with pronouncing this gentleman's last name. It's Michael
Janisak.
Janisak.
Janice Sack.
Yes.
And if anybody's wondering, yes, we do call him Sack.
Okay.
I would too.
If we had an award for question of the week, it would
This
definitely go to this gentleman. His question was, "Why is Tony so gay?"
I saw this on Facebook and I wrote, "I like this question," and I put
Yes. Yeah. So Tony, Why so gay?
It's just how you gotta be. You know what I'm saying?
When did you know?
I don't know, guys. I don't know where to go with this. I don't know how to make this funny.
I don't know. You do have quite a few adventures with sparkles and bite marks.
It's true.
So
It's true.
yes.
We agreed not to talk about that.
So Tony, why so gay?
It's those women with
Now let me ask.
women with questionable morals.
Right now, here we're here with
It
Tony.
was Nathan Drake, wasn't
That's
it?
where I get the glitter.
It was
we're here
Nathan
with-
Drake.
We're here with Tony, right? You know,
Tony,
masculine, hat backwards, some gruff,
Oh yeah,
right?
I totally
He's
put
got his fucking
this
black.
This is all a show.
You know, right?
Then I
But
I
I
leave
think-
after Four Compatible and it's like, hey guys.
He transforms into Tony Chow. Okay.
You should do that. Hey guys, this is the Forward Compatible Podcast for episode 57.
Okay.
So
Do you want
either
me to-
he's
do you want-
gay
do
or
you want
he's
me to
an
try-
old.
Do you want me to try that real quick?
Jewish?
Yeah,
Go for
yeah.
it.
Hold on. Give me a
Give it
second
to
to get
us.
in this one.
Get in
No,
character.
the
get in his
conclusion.
zone.
The conclusion. The
No,
conclusion.
we're gonna fire it off right now because he's psyching himself up for it.
Hello and welcome once again to the Four Compatible Podcast. This is episode 57 for March 10th, 2013. My name, you guys are, I would have kept going. You guys are laughing too fucking hard.
I can't keep that in. That has to come out.
I would have kept going.
And you know what? We're gonna dedicate that to our good friend Adam.
Oh man.
All right.
Same thing.
That's got to be clipped off.
Oscar, did you get
and
excited
put up
because you were at the
separately.
bar the other night?
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
Yeah. How was the bar?
I got home at 9:30 the next morning.
Yeah. Your butt hurt?
No.
All right. All right.
So the tournament's going to be really quick here. The main reason that I want to
good.
do it is because of the villain bracket, and we have Moss here.
Ganondorf?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm gonna flip the order since we just spoiled it. For the villain bracket, we've got Albert Wesker from Resident Evil versus Ganon.
Is this Albert like after like
Yes.
which game is it? Which Veronica virus? Is that where he got?
We'll go with
super-
we're gonna go with Veronica. So he's got the T virus in him. He's got the superpowers, the red eyes, and the Matrix jacket. Yeah.
Well, first of all, Ganon has never won at anything.
False. If you read Hyrule Historia, there is a branching path that is canon that he beats Link.
He beats Link.
He
Yes,
does.
I say the same thing every time Wesker comes up. I'm like,
Wesker never beat Link. He might be like
No.
he might be 1 in like 20, but he beat him.
Yeah. Well, technically, Wesker doesn't have to win. Okay, he died, quote unquote, in Resident Evil 1, but still managed to get away with the T virus. So, like on the bigger scheme, he still won.
he's a sneaky.
Exactly. He may have lost the battle, but he was winning the war for a good portion of the story.
He's dead though, right?
Yes,
he's gone.
he's gone.
And there's no Wesker resurrection in Part 6.
Actually, there's is it a clone
That's his
or
son.
his son?
That's his son.
His son.
That's
His
bad.
son is cool though.
His son inherits his same blood also.
I like playing as his son.
Okay,
His
so
son
that's
is
just
fun.
that's that. So he's dead. He's gone. See, Ganondorf. He can Ganon. He can just keep coming back. They just keep resurrecting him, like in every.
It's kind of like Team Rocket.
Well, here's the other aspect. And I know I've beat up Resident Evil quite a bit in the last few months, but I've always really appreciated the behind the scenes for what Wesker was doing. But Ganon literally took the sacred world, all right, and made it evil. So it's like essentially hell taking over heaven.
The Dark World was awesome. Though.
Yeah, I know. That's little pink bunnies.
That music.
Yes.
The guy kicking you around the bully.
Yeah. Your first visit to the Dark World, he's like, "Take that, fucker."
I like their names are the bully and his friend.
Yeah, it's like.
He couldn't have a name?
What kind of friendship is this? One guy just gets kicked around.
Yeah. So
he's got he's got the Triforce of Power.
he's got the Triforce of Power.
He's got virtual immortality based on infinite amount of resurrection.
He's got that sexy green skin and red hair.
Oh,
Yo, going for him. Yeah.
Brush them shits.
Listen, if you're evil, okay, and you're like pure evil, you don't give a fuck.
You don't have clean dental hygiene.
Yeah. Voldemort didn't have a nose. They don't give a
I
fuck.
just forgot.
What happened to it? He had one in the first one.
and he killed Link.
Exactly. Yeah.
He
Exactly.
killed Link.
By the Hyrule Historia, the official documents, there is a branch in the timeline where Ganon defeats Link.
Yep.
So that is like absolutely unheard of for the villain to actually be able to win in canon.
I'm voting Ganondorf.
There's also a one paragraph thingy somewhere in that book that says all the stuff in there isn't 100% factual because it's all up for
It as of
changing. I don't remember
exactly
the wording.
what it is that
Depending on what happens in the
future iterations, it can affect the current timeline. But considering that we're 25 years into the history of the series,
27.
Sorry,
It was actually like 3 weeks ago, February 19th, 1986.
I have to accept it as after all this time and all this speculation as canon that. Regardless of
plus, we can only go on what we know right now.
Yeah, and regardless of where they go with the future and how they affect change and maybe the order of everything, there's still going to be that point in the story that branches where Ganon defeats Link.
Yes.
There has to be.
Rock on.
So
Ganon.
I'm going Ganon.
I'm also going Ganon.
I'm going Ganon.
Yeah!
Albert Wesker.
He's the only one left, I think, from the franchise.
Yeah.
Because Link had to lose to Kratos.
Yeah,
The episode I was not on.
I know. I was so mad that you weren't here for that one too.
If he had to lose, Kratos is better still be in this bracket.
Oh yeah, Kratos
Yeah,
is still in it.
If Kratos doesn't win, I'm going to be upset.
He's got to go through Sub-Zero, buddy.
Oh, what's with all this Sub-Zero?
Sub-Zero beat fucking Batman. Where are you at when I need your help?
Yes.
He got frozen.
All right, so hero bracket: Ezio versus Mega Man.
I think I was on the episode where Mega Man advanced.
Yeah.
And
Well, we're getting to the nitty gritty. We're almost done with this tournament.
Yeah.
We're like down to the final.
Finally.
Eight. Yeah, it's just seriously. This was like it wasn't a bad idea,
I know.
but it was like
we didn't want to go on
we've been carrying this around for a while now.
Yeah.
do we have to discuss this one, or should we? I like Mega Man.
We can see where we sit.
I'm sitting on Mega Man.
Mega Man doesn't get his powers that he gets.
Yeah.
So
Well,
he's
I thought we
he's got-
determined he had the pistol.
He's
got
got
the
his
shoot and the arm
blaster.
cannon.
And
He's got his
Buster.
slide, and he's got his jump.
and wall climb.
Yeah.
He doesn't have rush.
Let's see.
Or beat.
Let's see where we stand. We might not even have to
Mega
discuss.
I'm at Mega Man right now.
Where are you at?
I'm with Ezio.
Who's he again?
The guy from Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood and Revelations.
Oh God.
I don't have a lot of experience
he
with
is-
Assassin's
he is
Creed.
badass.
He is a badass.
I really don't care either way. If you want to vote
Mega Man.
I'm
Mega
not.
Man
do
is-
have
My
the-
heart's not super into. I love Mega Man. I
No.
voted for Mega Man the first 3 of these or whatever because
Mega Man has beaten the entire cast of Street Fighter.
This is true.
We do have Angry Andy as a tiebreaker here.
Where do you fall on this? Because I'm honestly conflicted.
I'm trying to think, because when I think Ezio, I kind of think more prehistoric weapons between knives, swords,
That's a good point. That is.
Derringer at best
Yeah.
versus tech.
I'm gonna go Mega Man.
Yes.
Mega Man.
Mega Man.
All right.
All right.
Nostalgia wins.
This one's gonna break my heart.
We're in the semifinals of the sidekick.
Breaking my heart
Which
here.
then we will wait to advance the sidekick after that to the finals.
Final Four.
Yeah. This'll decide. No, we're in the.
So
Technically,
this guy's going to the championship.
All right. Who do we got?
Yeah, we've got the Pikmin.
How are they still in this?
Who defeated Dom last time?
Yep, Dom. They took down Dom.
Versus HK-47 from
Star Wars Knights of the Republic. Breaking my heart here.
He's essentially an android. He's like super badass.
Android?
Yeah.
Like a phone?
No. Like in the Star
Pre-Android
in the
phone.
Star Wars universe. He's like C-3PO with a
Star
gun.
Wars.
Yeah, C-3PO with a gun and is, I don't know, like, not
He is pretty
Dom
badass. He is pretty badass.
without emotions.
But then again, we are fighting Pikmin.
A lot of
Yeah,
them.
yeah, you can just keep getting picked. Like
That's the whole. That's
That's
the
the thing we found out after because we voted for Pikmin. You
get
only get 100 at a time.
We did get clarification that you can only have 100 Pikmin
in
at
which
one time.
game?
I don't know. We
in
didn't-
all of them, I believe, actually. Because I've played them, I'm pretty sure it's 100. 100, and the second one, I can guarantee you it is 100 limit. I do know that.
Pikmin Adventures for the Wii U on Nintendo Land. Just throw the Pikmin at the bosses.
Yeah.
You know, I do like the argument of even if there's only 100, I mean, they can get inside and start ripping apart wires and...
Can they?
Yeah. Why couldn't they? I mean, he doesn't have a shell. He's got exposed wiring and everything, like C-3PO.
He's mostly covered, though. He's not like C-3PO where you could see the cords hanging.
They're little.
Little.
They're not considered the main character.
No.
Right?
Well, they're your sidekick.
Yeah.
I'm voting Pikmin.
I'm going HK-47.
I'm going to HK-47 with this one, too.
I'm going Pikmin.
Oh!
Up to Angry Andy.
A badass android versus
Who calls
an army,
everyone meatbags.
Yeah,
I remember him.
versus an army of Pikmin who have no fear.
They're resilient.
Now I'm biased. When I think Pikmin, automatically it's just cannon fodder.
It's kind of true when you do something against enemies. I think you'd lose like 7 or 8 every time almost.
But they don't stop.
They don't stop. No, that's true. They
that's-
can
that-
come
that
down.
is-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lose a lot
You
almost
can't
every
kill them
battle.
in Pikmin Adventures.
No.
I'm not a big Pikmin guy.
I actually am, so.
Wow.
Where are you
Yeah,
at?
I actually really like
It's a
Pikmin.
weird-
It's
That's
good.
his selling.
I can't
He's
get
waiting.
past the cannon fodder thing.
So, what's it going to be?
HK.
Buy Pikmin.
All right.
I know, it broke my heart. It broke my
All
heart.
right. Hey, they
could
made
be
it
an
this far.
Yeah.
They took down Doc.
It's gonna be an interesting championship.
Yeah.
So we have the championship for the side
yeah.
pick?
No, I just
Well,
have
no.
a feeling I know who's gonna win on the other side.
Oh, well,
and it's
that's
gonna be an
next week,
interesting
right?
championship.
that-
Give
that-
me a second here just to update the brackets, and then we can give
All
everybody
right.
a quick rundown. Let me launch it.
So we are in the finals now for the sidekick?
We are in the
what?
championships for the sidekick.
Okay.
Sidekick bracket comes down to Clank versus HK-47.
Oh, Clink already did win.
Yeah,
Clank
yeah,
did
that was
win.
last week.
Clank beat Diddy.
Okay.
Remember?
Diddy
that's
did
the
it.
championship.
Do
That's
it.
the
I
championship.
thought Clink still had beat someone, and I'm like,
No.
Clink's gonna win, and then it'll be
No.
Clink
For
versus
the
HK-47.
championship, we should all do research, and we all,
Yeah.
whoever's on that episode.
Holy shit.
We need opening arguments, opening statements.
It's gonna be a good one.
We are in
Android versus Android.
We're in
Yeah.
the semifinal, or that's the right before the finals, right?
Yes.
Okay. It is now going into the semifinals. Master Chief versus Mega Man. And then
That's not a cool
we still
matchup,
have. We still need to decide. Where are we at here? We've got Kratos versus Sub-Zero coming up, and Stranger versus Agent 47.
Those are good ones.
Go to
Yeah.
the villains here. Update that one.
All right.
1 second here. Wesker. The villains.
Sub-Zero.
We've got Darth Vader going against Ganon.
Oh, that's good. That's just good. That's good.
We will have the Lich King versus the Locust Army,
That's hilarious, too.
and Sephiroth versus Darth Malik. That's what we got
Okay,
coming
that
up.
one's easy.
Yeah, that's what we've got coming up.
I think the winners, whoever wins that Darth Vader.
That
versus
is an outstanding matchup there in the villains is Darth Vader versus Ganon. That is
You know
can't
what?
call him
You know,
Malik.
I've been very, very confident with Darth Vader in every one of his endeavors. This is the first one I'm like, wow,
What
this is
about
a
Malik?
matchup.
yeah.
This is a
It is.
matchup.
He'll get the
and I'm
Malik.
saying the exact same thing with Sub-Zero and Kratos.
Yeah.
Because with Sub-Zero and Kratos, because they're two of my
Yeah.
horses, both of them, I'm just like, dude, they're going to pummel this guy. This is the first one I'm like,
I
wow.
don't get the Sub-Zero love. I
He's what started this whole thing.
Yeah, he is actually.
Okay,
He thinks
so there's
Freeze is
history.
Auto win.
Yeah, Freeze apparently auto beats everything. So that's it for the tournament portion.
Mm-hmm. That means we could happen to an extremely
You got to do in the voice, the gay voice, or Tony.
No,
No offense,
'cause
Tony
no,
Chow's
no.
got to sing the jingle.
No, because I gotta know what I'm gonna say.
You already do it that way.
Yeah, come on.
Tony, topic of the week.
You guys do it. You take it away.
No.
Come on, Tony.
I'm just gonna do the normal
Let's
one.
go.
Yeah, if there's anyone gay out there, we highly apologize. This is
Just having fun.
yeah. Okay. Boo-doo. Tony's topic of the week. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of a shorter one this week because I don't have as much prepared because I was feeling shitty. But I know a major running story that was coming out was the problem with PCs this week. We
I
had
love his wording on it.
there was huge problems.
so biased. You never try to hide your bias. It's ridiculous.
But I fully admit everything about
Yeah, I don't hide bias.
I don't like
like,
pretend.
Yeah.
I say it all the time. PC gaming. I fucking hate PC gaming. I say it all the time.
Because you can't get it.
Yeah. But we had two huge problems. We're gonna let Mark take some of this away because he knows a little bit more about the
Yes, man.
The two major sections I want to spend some time on was first, of course, SimCity, which was unusable because it's a PC game in its first week.
You shut up, you.
And then we'll get into some Tomb Raider breaking computers.
All right, SimCity, go.
SimCity, go. All right, SimCity ran into this problem. I actually, it had one of the most successful first night launches, but because I picked it up at midnight, so the servers weren't full. I went on the next day. I was greeted with a 30-minute queue to even attempt to join. Not even 30-minute queue, then you're in. 30-minute queue to attempt to join. I've never seen that because I got to 0. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm in. 3 minutes. I'll attempt to join again. I'm like, okay, good thing I have TV on. That was one of the first times I've ever seen that actually done in a game. And they basically took, I would say, probably 2 or 3 days of upgrading the servers. They launched this game with 8 servers. This game hasn't been out in 10 years. SimCity 4 has been on the top 100 selling games on Amazon and Steam for the past, I know Amazon's was at like 161 days or something like that. So this game had hype coming behind it, and they launched it with 8 servers.
Well, it depends how big the servers are, because Dust 514 and Eve run off one server, and that's 400,000 people.
Yeah, that's
off one server.
Yeah. So this way, they had 2 for the East, 2 for the West, 2 for the Europeans, and 2 for Oceanic, I think is how it was. Broke down to. And that was clearly not enough. When
2 for etc.
Etc. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they call it now. Oceanic. I don't know when the servers are, but so basically when I got on the second day, every single server said full. That's
for anyone, because Mark's jumped a little ahead who didn't. Let me catch you up real quick. So it worked day 1, and by day 2, everybody's brand new game wasn't playing.
Mm-hmm. Not even basically by day 2, the same day, the same.
Yeah, it was like when I came on Tuesday.
12 hours later.
12 hours later, basically. Yeah.
People flipped out. They went and
everybody voted 1 out of 5 on Amazon.
Yeah,
for the
it's
whole
got
game.
like 2,200 1-star ratings on Amazon.
I got an email. I got an email this morning from Change.org for a petition to make the game
single player.
Single player.
That will never happen.
Never happen. But
never will happen. They already came out.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's still literally, and it's got like 100,000 signatures on it.
It's
but there's
completely. If you do it, good. You wasted a few seconds of your life. Mm-hmm. EA already came out and said that would change. That has significant time to overwrite everything that they've been doing for the last few years on it.
So this really is a EA problem, right?
Yes, it is.
This is an industry problem. Well, the industry's starting to go this way.
When Blizzard came out with StarCraft, was there big problems day 1?
I did not. I was not a part of it, but I've been part of every major World of Warcraft launch except the last one, and yes, they do.
They have problems.
They do.
This happened with Diablo 3 when it came
Diablo
out.
3 had
it's
problems.
The same thing.
That as well.
Well,
it's this always on DMR shit.
StarCraft wasn't always online.
StarCraft,
StarCraft didn't have the always online.
No, it doesn't.
Diablo did.
StarCraft
obviously,
did. Not StarCraft 1. StarCraft 2 was.
StarCraft 2 didn't have it, did?
I think it was.
Was there?
StarCraft 1, no way.
StarCraft 1, no.
Well, that's what I was referring to was 2.
Because you always had to log into your account for that stuff, and there was always like the weird news updates on the front page.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yes, that would be with StarCraft because you do have to.
You have to log into your
Battle.net.
But then you can switch over to a single player portion.
Maybe.
A campaign, but I think you're still always connected.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a sign up. There's a peer offline function in it, but that's it.
I think you're.
But yeah,
the reason this is becoming so prevalent is because this basically combats piracy. So I understand why the companies are doing it in the first place, and that's because piracy is so fucking high on PCs. You got countries, you got countries in Russia and China where I think 90% of all games are pirated. They basically sell nothing. You got millions and millions of people playing over there. Nobody's purchasing the games. And then in the States, there's a lot of piracy. A lot.
Not even close to what...
Yeah, and we're the ones that are legitimately buying a lot of it and we end up getting a lot of
the fall off of the rest of the world.
them trying to combat piracy in other lands.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're basically saying this is an always-on problem. This is not a PC problem.
Well, this is
I mean,
PC is the ones bringing it.
you have such negativity towards PCs.
PCs are the ones that are bringing it to the fold because I
Okay.
think they're not thinking outside the box enough with ways to. Even the codes used to work better for PC games. You know what I mean? Like the one time. I forgot the.
Oh, CD keys. Yeah, CD keys.
Yeah, those used to be a pain in the ass too. But I mean,
people ended up cracking those, and
Yeah.
that caused a lot of problems because you had key generators, and you'd be taking people's keys that could be sitting in a store. Somebody gets that's $60 loss or whatever. That's why that kind of went out the window.
Yeah.
CD keys still exist, but you now have to usually hit a screen to find out what your CD key is when you buy a digital game. It just
Yeah. Fucking A. I know. To me, it's an industry problem. It's not just EA or just Activision or just. It's something that they're not thinking outside the box enough in a way to combat piracy. And if you can't do it effectively, you shouldn't be doing it in a manner that's breaking it for your legitimately paying customers.
Well, I know we keep saying EA a lot, but last night on Twitter, the president of Maxis came out and said, realistically, this was their decision. EA didn't force this on them. And I mean, I understand to a certain degree that's a marketing campaign and everything, and realistically, you know,
he said something else.
Yeah.
He said he's stopping marketing campaigns for the game.
yeah, but no, I'm saying like by saying, you know, hey, we did it. It's not EA. They're trying to take some of the heat off of EA for it.
I think that was just the marketing. They didn't want to promote the game until they have this problem fixed.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I mean,
like digital copies
part
get
of the
taken
thing is,
offline everywhere.
you know, they talk about with SimCity specifically that in the game it is a entire world. So when you build your city
this
is
is
one
definitely a good
city
thing.
inside of a world.
Yeah. The always online thing is fantastic. Idea and implementation of it was just a little bit off. But the idea behind the always online thing is that you actually play in a server space part of the game where your city can be joined by random people, friends. They made it so the game where you can't make a city that's just good at everything. You have to branch off. You can ask for help is the big option, and they make it really, really simple to do.
Here's my question for that though. MMOs have been around for that's enough, Sam. For over 10 years, and no MMO has had a 100% smooth launch.
No,
they've always
no.
had hiccups and issues like this. It's becoming more prevalent now because different genres are starting to do essentially an MMO
That's
business
essentially
model.
what they're doing. Yeah.
But my question on the flip side of that is why are companies having so much problems with that when there's people out there that have been doing it for years? World of Warcraft's been doing it forever.
and they still can't do it right.
I understand, but
yeah.
I mean, you don't have a problem as game breaking as this, per se.
A lot of it ended up being the wait queue as well. That's just going to be in any popular game, basically, anywhere.
Queues. The day before City of Heroes shut down, we were in a queue for a game that was essentially "quote unquote" dying. So that's just that's a part of playing an online game on a computer is a queue. Essentially, that's what waiting for a party is on Xbox. They have a better flow for it.
Yeah.
But why is it so game breaking? Is kind of my question. Why can't they? I mean, we've been doing this.
It's because always online. Okay, we take it for granted over here. We're in a huge metropolitan area. Okay, we have extremely high speed internet comparatively to 95% of the world. We have extremely high.
Have you seen Asia speeds? They put us to shame though.
It's different out there because the infrastructure over here. You have to cross states like Kansas that have huge acres and acres and acres with 2 people living there. It's not cost efficient to run coax cables through all those miles to give one person broadband.
Most of those people are on satellite internet and are running at 2 meg.
Or they're still on dial-up and stuff. A
lot of satellite internet.
Well, there's a good portion of the country that's actually still on dial-up too.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, it's easiest for us to sit back in Chicago and be like, well, why isn't everything just online all the time? Because it makes things easier. The stuff that's breaking it is this shit out in Kansas and North Dakota, and not even in China, not in Shanghai, but in the boonies. I don't know a tiny city in China.
Western China is desolate.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, so even if they have internet out there, it's going to be the crap of the crap. and those are the kind of stuff that I'm crashing stuff. Always online is very ambitious, and it's a good idea in theory, but it just can't be pulled off yet.
That's my point though is to an extent, for the better part of 10, 15 years with MMO gaming, which is more or less been focused solely on PC, it has been pulled off.
Yeah,
but see, you got to look at it like
with more players.
There was limitations. Not every the internet is more accessible to everybody than it ever has been before in this day and age. Mm-hmm. Okay, 10 years ago, I didn't even have internet. Or what was 10 years ago? 2003,
2, 3, yeah,
3.
I think most people had internet in this country 10 years ago, like 90%.
Yeah.
Now maybe it's like 98%, 99%.
So maybe it was a little longer than
100% nowadays.
But what I'm trying to say is back then, internet was awful. Some people, like I remember,
10 years ago was awful.
Xbox Live when it first launched, you had to have on the original Xbox, you had to have a certain internet.
You couldn't have dial-up. You needed DSL or cable,
and that kept so many people out of the beta.
Yeah.
Because that was not widely accessible yet. It was so expensive.
Yeah.
Not that many people had that internet yet.
Okay.
So, I mean, I get what you're saying, but who's to, like, because I don't know the limitations of that specific game. Maybe what they needed, what it required to run, locked you out just like Xbox Live did when it first came out. Xbox Live didn't take everybody in just because you had internet.
Yeah, but
because it would have crashed their servers.
I'm even talking about, like, I'm going to use the default World of Warcraft as an example. Which I understand.
7 or 8 years old now?
Yeah, at 2004.
4, yeah.
So we're 9 years now for World of Warcraft. We'll fast forward through the first 2-3 years where there was, they were still expanding, and that to the actual when it hit its peak. Okay, which the peak was maybe 4 years ago.
2009, I believe.
Okay, so yeah, 4 years ago. So we'll go to 2009 when you had on average 12 million people playing a game online, like the biggest online game in the world. They obviously they didn't start with that. They had to upgrade and everything like that. But you would assume that a company like Maxis, which has had a fairly solid track record over the 20 years that they've been around, and a company like EA would look at something like that and go, we haven't released a game. This game is generated this hype, because obviously they know when people are anticipating and everything like that. So they would take the proper precautions, or maybe when they're in development, understand that what they were doing, that the business model that they're working with, they may have to take some examples from Blizzard or something like that.
Well, they have a bunch more servers as well.
Yeah.
But, I always go back to World of Tanks, but World of Tanks does hold the all-time record for most people in held by one single server. Mm-hmm. It was like 17,000 people off of one server, and that's the all-time record.
It had to be more than that.
No, that's it. They've run them off so many different servers you don't even know. That's why, you can go Wikipedia. I know the World of Tanks has it still.
Yeah,
no, I'm not saying it's not World of Tanks. I'm saying it has to be more than that.
Oh, it could be.
Because I'm telling you 100,000,000% that cross game between PS3 and PC, the EVE universe that runs with Dust 514, the whole company runs off one server in London. For both, it holds every PS3 gamer and every PC gamer because it's cross.
Because I know it was in Russia.
And they have like 400,000 or 500,000 members under one server. So if World of Tanks has it has to be higher than that.
Okay, and that kind of feeds into what I'm talking about. EVE is almost 10 years old.
It is over. It's a lot.
Is it? Okay.
And but that game started off with like 10,000 people.
I get that. Okay, but even in this current day and age, the comparison of the company that runs EVE is here, and you have EA up here. Okay, EA is number 2 now in behind Activision.
I'm an Activision. I don't know who's better.
So they have
EA might be bigger.
EA
now.
has the resources to match and exceed what a little MMO down here can do.
Of course.
So 91,311. That's the all-time record as of 2011.
Oh, but that might be at like one specific time, not members.
Yeah, no, he's saying all on at once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, they rebeat their record. Sorry, Wikipedia messing up. rebeat their record as of April 13th, 2012, with 305,000 at one time.
There you go. That sounds more.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my whole point. Is like I understand that with the game just launching, there being issues with the online or always online is what they're calling it now. But for somebody who has played at MMOs for the better part of 10 years, that's normal to me. And I understand what you were saying about me being in a metropolitan area. But I actually, while playing City of Heroes, lived in a different state where their internet wasn't as strong and everything. So I've seen both sides of that spectrum. I think they just... The always online isn't the problem. It's the
I don't think
the
so
preparation.
It's the prepreparation
and the execution of launch is the
agree.
problem.
I also, again, Wikipedia, as you scroll down, you find out more. They actually broke their own record a third time back in October of last year. They had over a 500,000 people on one server at once, which was Russia getting their old record back. So, roll the tanks. There you go. 500,000 people once.
Yeah,
Russia.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
The other thing the other game I wanted to talk about was Tomb Raider, which was...
What was the problem with that? I didn't know this one.
Tomb Raider's breaking computers. I guess Mark's going to go into this in a minute and explain it far better than I can.
Right now.
Okay.
Well, the thing that's breaking it is they spent a lot of time with Lara Croft's hair, and I laughed too. Mark explained it, and it's literally breaking NVIDIA run computers.
Okay. So
as opposed to AMD's.
They can't process that graphics card can't process it properly.
So one of the hardest things to render nicely on a character is hair by an enormous margin. There's just so much that has to go into it. That's why a lot of games don't even freaking try, and they'll give you crappy hair. They didn't do that with Tomb Raider. So they got this really nice hair. I mean, if you look at it on PC, it is nice looking. And, they basically didn't get enough driver support pre-launch from NVIDIA. So, yeah, games were crashing.
Can you adjust the graphics?
I'm sure you could. I'm pretty sure most of this is probably from people trying to run it on like Ultra on a newer NVIDIA card, and just that's why so many drivers come out when new games come out. It's because they have to support them and tweak their system just for that game.
By breaking, you mean it crashes?
It's crashing.
Restart and then downgrade it.
Possibly, yeah. I'm not exactly sure. It's either that. I mean, sometimes you'll have the entire computer reset. I mean, that just happens sometimes. But usually it's just game crashing, game freezing.
Damaging anything?
No, not necessarily. Yeah, no, not necessarily. It should just be a simple freeze, I'd assume. So.
Okay. Well, this doesn't seem like a big problem.
Well, I mean, it is for NVIDIA. Apparently, it's just happening with them, with AMD, because the game was developed for AMD.
Who made Tomb Raider again?
Crystal Dynamics.
This seems like more of a Crystal Dynamics problem then, because you have to figure NVIDIA's.
Yeah, that is technically part of Crystal Dynamics' fault. One of the big departments that's on any big company that's going with a PC game is somebody who installs parts, tries out the game on every setting, puts in new parts, and yeah, that is a kind of a Q&A thing. There's a special department for that, though.
They can't be expected to make the game perfectly for the hundreds of thousands of
that is actually
video cards.
Exclusively their job, though.
This is Crystal Dynamics. This is their problem. I don't think this is anybody else's problem.
No, I mean, yes, you could have co-opted with NVIDIA before, but when you sign those exclusive deals with like AMD, you're not allowed to. So it's basically that's a flaw with how they are doing the two chips, and you get exclusive deals with them. Just how like Xbox gets Call of Duty DLC, stuff like that. So it is not necessarily all their fault because they really can't do much with them before. But, I
don't see a need to care. If I'm Crystal Dynamics, there's no point. You're selling 300 Xbox copies and 250 PS3 copies for every one PC copy you're selling. Why waste all that time and effort?
Actually,
I don't think it's nearly that.
No, it's not even close to that. Actually, it really well on Steam. Steam had that.
It broke 1 million in one day.
I'm saying the 1 million what?
Tomb Raider? The first day it broke 1 million sales.
Didn't pre-orders over 1 million?
I thought you said. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I misheard you. I'm sorry.
Oh, I said it's probably going to sell in its lifetime 100,000, 200,000 units on the PC, probably on Steam.
Oh, I don't. Well, when it
Probably
drops,
more than that
it'll
eventually.
sell.
Probably
Way,
more,
yeah,
maybe half.
'cause it's
no,
Steam.
it'll say well more than that when it goes on ridiculous Steam
Yeah.
sales.
What are you saying? 300 to 1? That's
I'm
ridiculous.
saying right now when it launches.
Right now?
Where Crystal Dynamics makes their money, they don't make too much money when Steam gives their game away for $15.
But they're not doing that right
I
now.
would still say it's not 300. So it's if it sold a million, let's say it sold
Okay, maybe
600,000.
it's not that dramatic, but the point what I'm trying to do is make a point that there's not. You're making so much money off the console games. You're not going to put that much effort into the PC games.
This is true.
This is half the reason there's so many problems with PC games. This happens all the time when there's a game that launches on both. Call of Duty has never run right on. Every year we run into this problem. It's the same shit with PCs all the time. Every time a big game launches, it's not running right on PCs. The developers aren't putting the time into it. It's
I don't necessarily. Well, like I don't really play many games on PC, so like my PC experience is like SimCity 3000, like StarCraft. But I played some console games on PC, like I played Darksiders 2. That was
You said that ran very well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when it launched, it didn't. There was more problems on the PC than there were on the console versions. But what's great about the PC is
They get to it quickly. Yeah.
there's such little regulation. You can put out anything. So I was running the PC version while the console versions came out were awful for the first month of Darksiders. It was already on the 4th patch on the PC while the 2nd patch was just announced for the PlayStation and Xbox. I think it works both ways, and it depends on the game, and it's really just the developers. I don't think this is a PC problem. I think
No, it is. It is on the developers. Every single developer does have a unit that all they do is exactly try out the game on every setting to see how well it's going to work on each PC. That's how they come up with the minimal specs. So, like, literally, they actually don't really need to try out that many different cards or anything like that. Variations, yes, there's still a few hundreds, but they are given months and months to do that because usually they won't go past the 9800 series. That means they have to do the last 5 years of video cards, which technically is only about 5 or 6 per generation, per year, I should say, per company. That's usually how it ends up being. So
I remember when the 9800 came out. It was all badass for Doom.
yeah,
They gave you a free copy of Doom 3 with it.
yeah.
That's my
Well,
contribution to that.
developer's problem.
This just goes into the quality assurance testing that isn't really.
I think the PC games nowadays, I'm talking for historically console-based experiences, are becoming more and more and more frequent on the PC. It's becoming a market that didn't really exist now because of, I think, Steam. And I think with the Steam box, when it eventually comes on, when you can plug this into your TV, I think it's going to be a bigger player. And, I think
They still have millions and millions of people come on every day, Steam, so.
Right, and I think it's a growing thing. I think Steam is still gaining steam. So, I think this will become less of a problem because I think developers will, sort of what Tony was saying, will eventually, they're going to have to start caring more because there's a bigger audience.
I mean, have you ever done an indie game day one off of Steam?
No, I did.
They run perfectly.
Because those are built from the ground up to run on a PC.
I know. That's what I was about.
We don't like to, as much as we don't like to admit it or whatever. Games right now are all made on the 360 and then given elsewhere.
So I mean, it really helps when you start on the PC and then I don't understand why. I'd love to see a game do the opposite way. Start on the PC and see if it ports down.
It's the way it should be.
Should be, yes.
Maybe next gen, we're moving towards more universal parts, so maybe that will be the case.
I would hope so, yeah.
So,
I think we're moving away from all this altogether. I really do. I think it's all going to be on Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft's end, and you're just going to have a little stream box.
well, that's still a generation
That's
away.
2-3 generations away. I really think we're moving away from all
Actually,
that.
that'll probably be this generation on Steam, these various little boxes. It'll be Nintendo and Microsoft and Sony's
next few
company.
years, I think you will have something around that.
Where they upgrade their parts and their stuff, and they deal with it all on their end, and you just pay your $20 a month
and then,
plus your games.
And then the creator of Go Live will be sad because he didn't create his company this year instead of going into business. Go Live.
On Live?
On Live. That's what I'm going to say.
So I was like, what the fuck is a Go Live?
Go Live. On Live. Yeah.
That guy did come out too quick.
No, he came out too quick. Otherwise, he would have been.
It was a good idea.
Yeah, it was always a
Ahead of his
fantastic idea, just ahead of its time by a few years. If he would do it next 2 or 3 years, I think he'd be perfect.
But more or less, that's all I had. I know it was a little guy today. Like I said, I wasn't feeling well this week, so I didn't have a huge topic of the week for us. But if anybody's got any final thoughts, or else we can kind of close the show.
Ready to go.
PC gaming's still awesome.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be growing. I completely disagree. I don't know what your opinion is.
No, PC has been growing for year after year after year.
This console generation is going to be the last of its kind, I think. Because we're starting to see it now. Like, a lot of people are just throwing their consoles into the market with the Ouya, with the Steam. Yeah. Steam box is dangerous, I think. Well, not dangerous, but like...
I don't know. It could start a fire. You never know. It could overheat.
I think it's dangerous to Microsoft and Sony. Because if third parties are going to put their stuff on Steam, and if you can just plug that into your TV... and it's going to come, what's the Steam box?
Big sale.
The price is what's
the price is going to kill it at first, and if it ends up coming down to a console price,
they're talking over $1,000.
I did hear they were doing like the
thing on IGN
where you get $100 off the $1,000.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think they're going to do it, and it's going to be like a PC thing, where it's just like your PC. You can get the various variations. Maybe you get the higher spec version of it, and the point is, there's no longer this monopoly, I think, over your TV gaming with just these three. Mm-hmm. Now there's alternatives. Maybe they're crap right now. Maybe the Ouya that comes out in June or whatever, I think. Yeah. Maybe it's just for indie games and it's this little thing. But, it's going to constantly get better and better. And, there's going to be so many alternatives that I think by the end of this generation, 6-7 years from now, we're not going to be as restricted to we have to have this console.
Yeah. We have to have the Microsoft, Xbox, Nintendo's new system. You can have an option aside from those. You're saying,
yeah.
Well, for the first part, what you were saying, I think it's been happening with how the lines are being blurred. Where you got the consoles have been moving slowly toward a more PC universe, and the PC has been moving slowly toward a console type experience where. You got the big screen mode.
For some games.
They're trying to bring it to the big TV. I think for a lot of stuff, they're adding controller functionality to every game.
No, that's true.
I think the lines, they're starting to... the consoles are taking the best stuff that the PC had, and they're starting to incorporate it. PC's taking stuff that... So I think the lines are starting to blur.
He is very right about that.
Do you think we're going to see something like a StarCraft or a League of Legends?
We got Diablo.
Next gen for sure, 100%.
We already got Diablo coming.
You think that would still work?
Free-to-play is happening, yeah. They're all prepared.
They're moving away.
Not the
all that stuff.
They're moving away from the keyboard and mouse into having by putting it in the living room and simplifying the controls to a controller.
Simplifying though. Do gamers want that though?
Well,
StarCraft 2 got so much more complicated compared to StarCraft 1.
When you move it away from people's dens and computer areas and you're moving it into the living room, it's all about user friendliness to it. I personally used to sit and play City of Heroes in my front room with my keyboard on my lap and my mouse next to me. But if I had an option with a controller, it would make it so much better. And I do agree with what Tony's saying. You will still have your diehards and your option to play it.
Oh, they'll never take the keyboard away. Yeah.
That's a distinct advantage for PC moving into the living room space, as you will always have that option to go back to your keyboard and your mouse and your controls like that. But somebody for like me who does prefer to sit on their couch and play like a League of Legends or something like that, it definitely has its appeal. To bring it to the masses, no pun intended.
Bring it to the massies.
Yeah. And then to some of your later points, I brought this up, I don't know if it was on our 1 year or the week before, I brought this up a while ago where I was saying that in the future, I don't think it's as much Sony versus Nintendo versus Microsoft as we all like to pretend it is. It's exactly what you were saying. I think it's more this thing where Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft are almost going to have to start coming together, not working together, but start understanding that it's them versus Android and iOS versus PC versus smartphone, versus tablet gaming. And it's this thing where the consoles, it's not just whose side are you on between these three. It's like, are you a console gamer? Are you a tablet gamer? And
I'm already split between that. Damn it!
Yeah,
it's exactly what it is.
I'm gonna get killed.
I don't think.
When you're the.
Well, this is good.
It's like when you're the clone and the humans and the robots are going after each other.
It's how I felt. It's how I felt at the Rumble when I had John Cena.
It's just I don't think they could be fighting over little petty whatever's anymore. I'm not saying there's like a merge. I don't want anybody to misunderstand.
I see what they're
what
sort
I'm
of
saying.
It's turning from this console competition to this grander competition for all of gaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and now these three or the two,
the
I'd
former
say,
enemies are more kind of
Sony and Microsoft. Nintendo's sort of on their own, but
Yeah.
the Sony and Microsoft, they're very similar compared to competitors that are drastically different, competing for the same market.
I do want to point out, I don't want to
not
discredit
just market developers, publishers.
I don't want to discredit Nintendo because as a console with their IPs, they do offer in the bigger scheme when you're looking at consoles versus mobile versus PC.
Even handheld gaming.
They do have quite a bit to offer by bringing in that family-friendly oriented gameplay and kind of sticking to the appeal of it's for everyone.
Yeah, I play Pikmin on my PC. That's what you're saying. I understand.
Well, no. What I'm saying is,
no, I know.
Is they still have in the console industry versus, like I said, versus PC. Nintendo still has a lot of power there and a lot of appeal to try to bring in that audience. When you've got so many different ways to play your games now and so many different people vying for your attention. People our age now are starting to have kids and families and everything. And
got a kid in the way?
No, and that Nintendo console is going to
Twins.
appeal to not only
Tony.
a budget friendly family, but also a family with younger children.
Yeah, another
Did
issue
you point
is
to me for younger children? You son of a
this.
bitch.
This is great first world problems, and I love this fact, but it's true. There's just too many goddamn games. There's too much. There's too much
too much
entertainment
going on,
to consume.
There's never enough.
See, we say that jokingly, but I'm being serious.
I'm being serious.
At $60 price points, there's too much.
I play a lot of games, and I have access to a lot of free stuff working at a video game store where I could borrow stuff, check stuff,
No.
and through that all, and I have a lot of time, and I play a lot every week, and I still miss out on 95% of the stuff that comes out. You have to pick and choose, and you got to look at somebody who's younger, who doesn't have a job yet, who's relying. Like I wouldn't even know what to do. We grew up in the 16-bit era where only a few major titles were coming out a year, where it was easy to pick and choose what you wanted for your birthday present, your Christmas present, maybe with your Easter money or something.
Motherfucking Master Blaster.
And then, like nowadays, I don't even know what a kid would do. Like.
Well,
There's
if you want
something
16-bit
cool coming
games,
out.
There's like
constantly.
one on Steam every 2 days.
I wouldn't say constantly. Look at this time last year. There was nothing.
No.
For
But
like 6 months.
We're looking at just the consoles.
Look at Steam.
Look
Has
at handhelds.
daily releases at this point.
Between Steam and then I know we make
Indie
fun of
games and
we
stuff?
make fun of
They had
it, but
actually good stuff coming out,
Vita
too.
has a game coming out every couple weeks. 3DS has a game coming out every couple weeks. If you're an owner
They
of
have games, but they're not must-buy games. They're not.
But for
I'm saying when
for
you
our
spread
generation,
it out.
maybe not. But for a new generation of gamer, like you're saying,
And if
they
you
are.
and if you spread it out for somebody like me who does own a Wii and does own a PS3 and an Xbox 360 and a Vita and a DS and a nice PC, between all 6 or 7
Dusty.
platforms, and something's coming there's just too much to play. You can't, and you're going to miss out on stuff.
Steam is by far the worst for me lately. Literally, they have been releasing
I have games
like
in cellophane
1 or 2 games
sitting
that
on the
are
shelf,
actually
just-
something you probably want to buy weekly for the last month. It's
Best
ridiculous.
Buy gives games away all the time for $10. I just go in there and buy. I'm like, this game's only $10. It's cheaper than brand new. It's cheaper than the used copy where I work, and it's like, okay, I'll play it one day, just sitting on my shelf.
This is just a result of the expansion of the industry in general.
Oh, yeah.
Like so many, it's mainstream now. So there's first of all, indie developers. It's so easy to get becoming easier to get your game out there.
Mark, port your shit over to iOS.
Easy.
And all these big name companies are putting out stuff annually now, and instead of like 2-3 games a generation.
Yeah.
So they're flooding it because there's a bigger audience. There's more money to be made.
I completely forgot what game it is, but there's a game coming out this year that did not have a shot in hell if it was not for Steam. Armor 3, that's what it is. Armor 3 would not release this year if it was not for the backing and the digital release of from Steam. They like Steam so much from how much they've done for them in the last few months with putting up Armor 2, all the collections on it like that. It's an exclusive release on Steam only.
Now we got Origin, and I'm not even into mobile tablet.
I don't
and
think
phone
Origin
gaming.
will last. I think
EA is big enough to support it.
I don't know. Like I don't know
It's
if
a digital store. It's just gonna make you money.
Well, isn't like with like Maxis with SimCity? Don't you have to have an Origin account?
Yes, you do.
have to be connected to the Origins.
Yes, you do.
Everything is through. I think this day and age of doing everything internal yourself is not going to work in the long run.
It might very well may be.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. And then, like, I don't even play cell phone games and stuff. But if there was that's another thing that a game's popping up every day.
Actually,
I don't even have
minutes.
I don't even have a Wii U
Tony,
yet.
there's one that I want to tell you about that just came out this past week.
It's crazy.
I believe it was about a year ago.
There's too many games.
This new genre, which they call infinite runners. Okay, it's really
It's
really
new.
Fall
for the
down.
most part. Okay.
I did on my TI-83
But I'm saying-
calculator.
I'm saying, okay,
Fall down?
But no, just hear me out, right? Temple Run.
Temple Run, gotcha.
Okay, came out about a year ago.
Yeah.
They've been gaining a lot of popularity.
Yeah, very,
okay?
very much so.
They just this past week released a Sonic the Hedgehog version of Temple Run that's like one of the top buy apps on the App Store. And all it is Sonic running around collecting rings. That's it. That's it. Tony will play that shit.
That game is pretty impressive as well because that is a husband-wife team, and literally the first one, 100 million, 150 million. The second one was 100 million
Yeah.
within the first month.
It's literally a mom and pop game.
Yeah.
It is.
Plants vs. Zombies. There's another great
Rumor
example.
for that sometime
no.
this spring.
No, I'm
Or
saying
soon.
about the first one.
No,
There
I
was
know.
like,
Yeah,
what,
that
5
was
people that worked on it.
no, it was more than that. I think.
Whatever. but you
PopCap
get
had
the
more
point.
people like that. But yeah, I know it's smaller. They got bought out by EA.
Yeah, and then Rivio.
Rodeo,
yeah.
We're flooded with games, and this is not a bad thing. It's just
That's what I'm saying. It's first world.
No,
problems.
yeah, it's first world problem.
I
I don't
just-
have enough time.
I just look at stuff
Stop
like me.
sleeping.
Like I've missed just this year. I still haven't gotten a Crisis 3. I still haven't gotten a Dead Space 3. And
just got to that.
And I'm looking into the
Because I didn't
horizon,
do too
into the
many.
next 4 or 5 weeks, and I don't think I'm going to touch these things for months. And by then, you're looking at the next console generation, whatever else is coming out then, and
You have all
whatever's
summer.
pouring out of
You have all
E3,
this
and it's just
summer.
like
This is why I love being a jaded gamer.
No, yeah, you
Really,
are lucky.
for
if you
me,
judge
like-
a crap out of things, you save so much
Like-
money.
Like Dead Space.
and I try everything.
Dead Space is good.
I'm-
I'm glad I didn't do too many because that's $60 I could put towards something else, and the time that I would put in that game
regardless
is
of
ridiculous.
my financial situation where it stands, if I wanted to, I could buy all these games. I just love that I've become so jaded because I have tunnel vision. I know what I like. I know what I want. I
I'm
don't
starting to get
necessarily
that
have
way
to
'cause I
try
wanna-
something
yeah.
else. Yeah,
That's
that's what I
that's
love.
I try a lot of stuff.
I know. Well, I try them out because I have the job at GameStop. If I don't have that, I probably will be jaded.
Oh yeah,
anyways.
that's what made me jaded was working at GameStop.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting this way because I would pick up so much. Like, oh, that looks good. That looks good. Now I'm starting
How,
to pick
how
and
many
choose
years
all
are
more.
you in there now?
Certain. Well, this is 6 and.
Yeah,
something,
that
something
was
is-
about the point when it started. Once you pass that 5-year mark, you're kind of like, this is fuck
Yeah.
you, Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's like it's actually like 5 years and like 5 months
Yeah.
at this point.
Well, once you're still fresh. You're still fresh. You'll get there.
fresh meat.
You'll get there.
After doing like 20, 30 games a year, now I'm down to like maybe
No,
10.
I don't buy that many at like full.
Yeah. I mean, I was just pulling them around my
Yeah.
ass. Literally just fell out and I threw it out there.
We were doing Angry Andy and I were doing some math the other day, and he was in the upwards of roughly between $1,000 and $3,000 in his video game purchases last year alone,
Oh, jeez.
and that's including Microsoft points and things like that.
I should start a calculator.
Yeah.
Steam calc. Oh, it doesn't exist for my Xbox.
All right. Aside from that, anybody want to throw anything else in there?
No, it's time to watch Walking Dead.
All right. This has been episode 57. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Catch us next week, same time, same place.
Time to go steal Walking Dead for me.
And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying.